operation where Eagles soar. New sandbox style mission mainly for the F15e. And it's got waypoints, and there's a couple of things I'll explain when we're in there. Right, we're loaded up. Right, okay, bosh. So you start here. I wanted a busy airbase, so there's lots of things take off and land at the airbase while you're operating from here. So as you can see, there's lots and lots of stuff around, but this all takes off and does things while you're flying around doing your thing. Let's get rid of all this. Right. So waypoint 1 is Haiti, and it's going to be there's going to be a ground war happening around this airfield, which you can go and drop bombs on and do stuff with, and interact with air-to-air and call in air support and all this, and play with combined arms if you want. So that's waypoint 1. Waypoint 2 is going to be just a runway strike at Bassal, because yeah, there's not much else there. Oh shit, what's that doing there? Let's put that over there. So that's going to be it's not actually a waypoint, but that's going to be a target. The Air Defense Academy here is going to be a target where you can use the radar. Tea Kettle, hello, good to see you. Simjo, hello, good to see you. It's going to be just a target where you can practice using the radar and doing bombing stuff where it's not an airfield. So yeah, that's going to be one of the waypoints. And then long range target is going to be this airfield here and the SAM nests surrounding it. There's a couple of SAM nests, one here, one here, and that's going to be a seed one once we get some sort of standoff capability. We don't have that currently, but that's a long-range mission with this mountain range to play with, and some these air bases that have got some SAM nests around. That's waypoint 3. So there's 3 waypoints: easy, medium, and hard. And there's going to be a training range which I haven't put in on this peninsula somewhere. I haven't put it in yet. Right. So that's the basic layout of this mission. Right, let's do a cold start. Let's do a cold start. Okie dokie. Right, so we're in the jet. Everything's looking good. What weapons do we got on board? Yeah, laser guided. That's what we want to start with. Okay, right. Cold start. This is no way. Hello, Ruby. Good to see you, buddy. This is no way by any means by the book, but it's what I use. You know me. Hey Shifty, how are you feeling today, man? Awesome. Back to normal this week, and off to a meeting. All full timing. Catch you next time. Bye. Right, okay, so cold start. I'm going to flick on these 2 gens here. I'm going to flick on these 2, whatever they are here, engine config thingies here. I'm going to open the 2 green switches, flick the 2 switches underneath that, close the 2 green switches, and then select the on switch here for this starter. Wait a second. While we're waiting, I'm just going to close the canopy. Wait for the canopy to be fully closed and slide forward, and then lock canopy. Okay, once we've done that, we're going to pull the starter switch and wait. We get some noise. Okay, green light's on. I'm going to come across to engine start, finger lift switch on the right engine. Pull that. And we get engine start noise. Wait for engine to go through its bits and bobs. This display will come up and show you the engine RPM. When it says 26, I'm going to push the throttle forward into the idle detent. So currently it says 20, 3, 4, 5, 6, throttle. We'll give it a second, and then pull it back to the idle. Engine starting. Like I said, this is by no means definitive startup. This is just how I do it, and as you'll see, everything I need is up and running. Okay. Engine 1's good. That's providing power, so I'm just going to turn on these ones here. And up front and HUD. And then I'm going to pull the finger lift on the left engine. Left engine starting again. Monitor RPM 26, smooth throttle. Selecting radios on. 133. What's this airfield here? 26, smooth throttle. 1 second and back. Right. What's this airfield frequency here? Airfield frequency here is 122,100. Just going to set 122,100 on this radio. And ATC Inselect request startup.
Dodge 1-1 request startup.
See if they answer. No, the ATC never seemed to answer. As you can see, we're transmitting on this radio here with this frequency, which should be ATC.
Dodge 1-1 request startup.
They never seem to answer. Strange, very strange. But never mind. Right, okay, both engines are up and running, so I'm going to come across here, I'm going to flick the oxygen system on, I'm going to come across here, turn on the pitot heat, turn on the air conditioning, set the lighting as required. You need to press on that switch to the frequency. Oh, really? You need to press Craig CM. Oh, thanks, buddy. I wondered why. Yeah, fuck. Jesus. I wonder why you never get to work it. Thanks, man. I learned something today. That's something I haven't learned over the weekend. Let's see if that works.
Dodge 1-1 request startup.
You just got to move the asterisks up. I learned something new. That's something I didn't know. Right, okay, so we've turned on the lighting, we've turned on the air conditioning, we've turned on the oxygen. We're going to come around here, we're going to turn on the engine auto slatty thingy movie bits. I can't remember what they're called. I'm going to turn on the stability control system, press the Brit test, come back here. I'm going to turn on the mic switch here. We're going to turn on this to norm, this to standby, 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 and INS to GC align, and have a look up at the HUD. The HUD says GC no taxi. This should go to start to count down in a second. While we're waiting for that, though, I'm going to jump into the back seat. I'm going to turn all the back seat stuff on. So on. Come round here, put this into standby, turn that on. Come across here, turn on RWR, countermeasures, and set his lighting. Turn his oxygen system on, and turn his ejection seat on. That's all we need for now. Jump back into the front seat. Still says no taxi. Give it a second. There we go, it's counting now. GC 15.5, cool. Right. So we have on board some stores, and we're going to set up our combat jettison. So we're going to go to stores page, air to ground, because it's already loaded, and we're going to set up our combat jettison, if I can remember how to bloody do it. Combat jettison. Right, okay, store. So on button, first button press, we want to get rid of the fuel tanks.
1-1 airborne.
Okay, on button press 2, we're going to get rid of the weapons if I have to. Okay, that's the combat jettison set. Next, let's set up the programs. So program 1 is going to be air-to-air radar. Program 2 is going to be air-to-ground radar. Okay, program 1 is going to be if we're in air-to-air, we want to be in map and in 2s. Okay, that's that one set. And this one, okay, we just press program. No, I don't want that. We want, if we're in air-to-air, we want 2s, and then HSI. Done. Okay, that's those buttons set. Click menu, altitude warning 500. IFF doesn't work. TACAN, we don't. I could set it up now for 55. Enter. Turn it off for now. Okay, TACAN set up. Might be why comms not working. No, comms are working fine. Right, we need to uncage this, so we're going to press on there and then roll mouse until desired position and release. Okay, alignment is 2.5, nearly ready. We're going to steer point 1, so we don't need to change anything over there. Right, we're going to set up, put it into nav mode and set up air-to-air radar, so I can just press the button once. Press the button once, press the button once. Okay. No, there. Right. Just waiting for their line. Kudos for unlocking the analog horizon. When I tried to free flight, I found it locked. Okay, so ground alignment is okay. So we can spin this round to nav. We can set the radar to on. And I'm going to set this to couple and press and hold the takeoff trim. Watch the stick move until it stops. And we get the...
You're great. You're great.
You're great. You're great. Okay, thanks. Talk to the ground crew. Remove the chocks. Remove chocks.
Chief, remove the wheel chock.
And then set up some zoom. Perfect. Okay. Right, press and hold brakes. Release the... Oh, I didn't put the parking brake on. Never mind. Let's go. And we're off. That's my startup.
Dodge 1-1. Clear to taxi to runway 23.
Don't use lights. I'm just going to put the formation lights on because I like those. Let's taxi out. But nice to see you. Hope you're all doing well. I made a little video looking at dropping dumb bombs in loft mode and using the radar to pinpoint the target. It's got quite a few views actually. I was quite surprised. I think it nearly hit 2,000 views already. I was like, what? I haven't had over 1,000 views in a long time, so it was nice to see that one do quite well. So this is Adana Incirlik Air Base here in Turkey. I've actually worked here, and I think there were 15s here when I was here. There was definitely tankers. I was here with a C-17, so I'm pretty sure there were 15s here at the time. So what I've done is I've put a lot of traffic at this base, so it's supposed to feel busy. It still doesn't feel busy. There's 10 F-15s that take off and operate and land and return, 3 transport aircraft, 3 as an AWACS, a tanker, what else is there? Plus the 3 transport aircraft. So there's a total of about 15 aircraft that come in and out of here and operate out of here. And I never see them. And they all operate within the first sort of hour. And I never see them. How much traffic do you need to put to see some traffic? It's quite frustrating. Alright, so we're going to go attack waypoint 1. using the radar to try and find some targets and drop some laser guided bombs. Right, so what we need to do is check the T-pod. So we're going to jump into the back seat and turn that on, turn the laser on. Then we're going to select the T-pod up here on the right MFD and check the laser code up here, which is 1688. Perfect. To change it, you just enter the number and press the button above, but I don't need to change it. I just want to change the brightness down. Okay, brightness down. Now I'm going to press my shortcut button to change screens. We can cycle through two screens with the shortcut button. Nice. Okay, here's the turn on. Right, so we've flaps down. You got a light over here for flaps. Right, let's go. I like it when you taxi out from this direction onto the runway. There's a huge bump just before the runway. The runway's on a little bit of a rise, and when you can see it here, look, you can see the little bump there. You have to be very careful when you're coming up this bump. You can just see it. Can you see the little dark patch before the runway? There's a little bump here. You'll feel it with the aeroplane. Okay, we are clear. Alright, now the aircraft goes up this bump.
Dodged 1-1. Unable to clear for takeoff.
It's nice to hear air traffic. Thank you very much.
Dodged 1-1. You are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 296.
For fixing me on that one. I didn't realise I need to move that asterisk up. I just choose to change this because I got it on the preset frequencies. So I'll just roll this, I suppose. That's how I did it. But now I know you need to press this to move between preset frequencies. And selectable frequencies. Aha! That's very cool. Right, we're ready to go. Radar is on. Everything there looks good. And I think my flyby view looks good. Let's have this view for initial launch. Let's go. Okie dokie, off we go. Seatbelt! I'm going to rotate at 150. Nice, smooth, gradual pull. Gear up. Flaps up. And flyby view again. Retrimming as we climb. Okie dokie. 300 knots off the burner. Okay, so we're off and running. Everything's looking good. What do we need to do? Master arm on. Selecting stores first. When I figure out which button it is, there it is. Air to ground, and selecting bombs auto. Ripple single. Tail. Bombs are ready to go. Right, we just need to fly towards target, which is behind that mountain over there. So we're going to climb up to 16,000 feet, so the radar can see over these mountains, and build up a picture of the target and attack the target. We have some clouds, very light clouds. I was on my video. I did it with quite thick clouds, so we couldn't see the target very well. So we were relying on the radar. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, but nice to see you. Hope you're all doing well. Quite enjoyed flying with Gash on Saturday. Didn't fly much with him yesterday because I was too busy making video. Right, RPM 90%, heading towards target area. Right, we're going to be doing air to ground, so I would like the video on that side. I'd like the warning on this side. And we'll put the radar on that side once we're up. Right, it is currently on auto lays, so I know it's on manual lays. Manual lays continuous. We need to change that to auto lays. So let me see if I can remember how to do this. It's somewhere on. How do I change auto lays again? Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. I've actually forgotten that one. Hello! Climbing up. I've forgotten how to set to auto lays. It's on manual lays at the minute. M lays. Where's auto lays? It's not on the T-pod. It's on one of the options. Still F15. Me too. Yeah, I want to learn this thing. I want to have it down. So that means you need to build up the muscle memory. You don't just get the muscle memory on 1 or 2 flights. You need to fly it many, many, many times, over and over and over a series of days and weeks to build up the muscle memory. So, there it is. Auto lays. Auto lays at the top of the T-pod. So it's now on auto lays continuous. So when the weapon releases, you'll see this L flash here. It'll auto lays. Right, we need the radar, so selecting air-to-ground radar. I do believe I have that on the shortcut, so I'm just going to press my shortcut key. There's the air-to-ground. Sorry, there's the air-to-ground. Now we need to make the air-to-ground radar sensor of interest with castle switch long left. The radar is now sensor of interest. Continue climbing and heading away from the target. But nice to see you. Hope you're all doing well. We're playing some F15e. I'm going to be playing it for a while. Like I said, you need to build up the muscle memory. And to do that, you need to fly it regularly. And often. I'm not jumping in airplanes at the moment in between, because I want to learn it. I'm really enjoying this. I'm an air-to-ground guy, so I am enjoying it. Right, so we set up the combat jettison earlier so that if we need to just drop the tanks or drop the bombs quickly, we just spin this round to combat and then press the button. First press will drop off the drop tanks only. Second press will drop off the air-to-ground weapons. Because that's how we've set it up. That's so cool. I like that. Continue climb. Going to climb up to about 16,000. Going to extend the radar range to 40. The radar only really works out to about 40 in this on the ground. I haven't been able to get it to work further than that. I don't know whether it's supposed to be able to or not. Works to about 40 miles. Waypoint is 63 miles over there. I like the Strike Eagle, but can't justify buying another module when core gameplay makes me barely play. Roger that. Roger that, buddy. Completely agree. I didn't buy the Strike Eagle. I won this one, courtesy of Maverick 104. 104th Maverick did a giveaway, and I don't know how, because I never win anything. I thought, oh, I'll just throw my name in. And lo and behold, I bloody won. To everybody's disappointment. Shifty, what are you doing entering? Oh, I don't know. I never win, so I thought I'd enter. And I actually won one. I felt bad for a while, but then people kept telling me, don't worry about it. Congrats. I'm like, okay then. Hello, Rim. How's it going, buddy? Okay. So we're going to put it in air-to-ground mode. We're currently in nav mode. I'm going to swap to air-to-ground with castle switch forward. Well, I use forward. I don't know whether it's actually forward or up or down. That oversized HUD looks weird to you. I like it. I like it. Okay, we're up at 16,000 feet, turning back towards target. Target is 65 miles away. We're going to use the radar to pinpoint targets. We're going to strike a couple of targets. Using laser-guided bombs, we're going to use the radar to get onto target first.
Springfield 1, airborne.
Springfield 1 airborne. Who's Springfield 1? Pause. Let's have a look. Who's Springfield 1 airborne? Who are you? Oh. How long have we been playing? Anybody confirm how long we've been playing? Quite a while, so he's airborne. Nice. I missed them taking off. There's 10 Eagles that take off and 5 other aircraft that take off from this base. Can you fly DCS on VetSim? I've got no interest in VetSim, so I really don't know. Why would you want to? I play single player. I've got no interest. Probably. I don't know. Coming around onto waypoint. Waypoint is heading 086. We're currently 140. Just continuing turn, climbing up. We want to be able to see over the mountains with the radar. Currently 63 miles from target. We've got some search radars out there. Bombs are set up, jettison are set up, screens are set up. It's just so cool, this aircraft. I really like how intuitive and fairly easy everything is. Okay, we're going to continue on this heading. So I'm just going to level out here. And engage the AP. So AP, altitude hold on, and clear the screen. Right, so as we can see, we can use the radar at any time. So we can do a picture of this coastline, for example. If we slew the cursor to the coastline and then change the zoom, let's change the zoom to 3 miles. That's too far away. It needs to be. You can do a picture there or there. So I'm going to do a picture of the edge of the coastline here. So we're using the radar to have a look at the coastline. It's so cool. So there you go. You can see the mountain ridge up here. This is the edge of the coast. This is a 3.3 scale mile. And if you want to go back, press the HRM to go back to RBM. So notice you can't build a radar picture directly on the nose. There's an X through the box. You can't build a picture. There we can build a picture. There we can't. So don't fly straight towards your waypoints. You can't build pictures directly pointed at it. It needs to be offset. Okay, we need to ease off the throttle a little. We're a little fast. Okie dokie. Distance 50 miles to waypoint. Let's try building a picture a little further away. Ooh. Oh, we can actually build a picture. So I'm going to go coolie hat switch up. And then zoom it in to 1.3. I can't build a 1.3 picture from this range. I can build a 3.3 picture from this range, but not a 1.3 picture. Let's build a 3.3 picture. From 45 miles.
Missile.
Yeah.
Missile. Missile.
No picture because it's not very good. We'll get a bit closer. We'll get a bit closer. But this one is so way better. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, we're just going to turn towards the waypoint a little. Zoom this in. We're nearly 40 miles. Just inside 40 miles seems to be the best I've found. So I'm waiting for the box to change. There it is, the box change. No, to see that. And we should be able to see the target better here. So I'm going to try and build another picture here. Okie dokie. Now what do we see? Ah, look, it's in the shade of the mountain. This is the mountain. Here's the runway. But the radar can't actually see the target yet. So now it's building up a picture, look. Okie dokie. It couldn't quite see it. Right, let's zoom this in a bit more and then focus on here. Aha! Now we have a picture, look. Now we're going to focus on this point. .32 miles to target. There's a countdown in this corner here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Now we have a zoomed in picture and we can see some vehicles here. Here, here, here and here. So I'm going to bomb this vehicle here. So I'm going to select map to target and then move the cursor over the thing I want to hit. This thing. I'm going to designate TDC press. So we've now designated the target. The T-pod will automatically zoom into that target. We're now going to make the T-pod sensor of interest by pressing coolie hat switch long right. Sorry, castle switch long right. And we're going to fly the bomb fall line. So I'm going to disengage the autopilot, fly the bomb fall line, and release a bomb when we're a little closer. It's crazy, F-35 can do this in real time. It builds a picture the whole time, does it? Holy shit. Okay, we're going to line up with the bomb fall line. 2 minutes to the drop. We'll confirm the target with the T-pod when the T-pod can see. So we use the radar to get the T-pod over the target, roughly on it. And then use the T-pod to refine the target. Okay, so I'm going to zoom the T-pod in with auto acquisition forward. So there's the targets we can see. I'm going to use a digital zoom, so I'm going to press EXP and then auto acquisition forward. Now we can see the target I want to hit, and we can put it on point track. It's currently on area track. Put it on point track and then hold the cursor over where we want to hit, and then press designate again with TDC designate when the damn T-pod can see. Okay, going to press TDC designate, TDC press now. So we've just designated that as the target. Using the T-pod to refine the search, it should get a point track when it can pick it up. It's not very good at the moment. 11 miles to target. .40 seconds to the drop. It should pick up a point track. It should. Right, it's gone back to area track. Okay, 18 seconds. Nine seconds. Just fly the bomb fall line looking for the release queue. There's the release queue. Hold the pickle button. Weapon is away. Auto laze is on, so it is already lasing, and we have a point track. It's tracking. Bomb's falling. It should pick up the laser. Laser's on. Laser is on 1688. Bomb's twitching. It's picked up the laser, and it should go and hit the target. Oh, wow. You actually missed. It only damaged it. Oh, well. Operator error. And then we just come around and do a rinse and repeat, find targets. But I've deliberately set up an artillery unit off the airfield I want to try and find. So we're just going to extend north 20 miles. And then give myself a bit of time to work with the radar. And see if we can find the artillery unit that's off the airfield. I want to see how that looks. So I'm just retrimming. Going to engage the autopilot. Right, let's take you down to the ground so you can see what we're going to try and find. So it's not very far off the airfield. It's far enough. Right, so we've got a waypoint here on the middle of the apron. And you can see where my bomb landed and just missed. He's damaged, but over here, the end of the airfield, there's an artillery unit hidden in a field somewhere. Here. I want to see if I can find these guys using the radar. See if we can actually see this. You know, it's not right on the airfield, so let's see if we can find them. Is Shifty what map? Syria, yes, correct. Is the F15e the best ground pounder in the US arsenal right now, not including designated bombers? Probably. Probably, buddy. So we're just going to extend to about 25 miles north. I'm going to swing round. We're going to use the radar. So I'm going to make the radar sensor of interest by pressing castle switch long left. We're going to put it back to RBM. And we're going to come around and try and find that target. Fuel is 25,000. This thing has so much fuel. So much fuel. Right, set up the back seat while we're waiting. So you can have the map over here, the air-to-ground radar here, the pod here, and the warning here. I love this. I've actually flown in the back seat. I've got the back seat all bound up, but I didn't understand that the coolie hat and the castle switch do different roles in the front seat compared to the back seat. In the back seat, you need to use the coolie hat switch to on different sticks to use different screens, whereas on the front you use the castle switch to prioritize which screen and sensors using it. It's slightly different in the back, so I didn't know that at the time, so we had a bit of a rough time, over an hour, trying to figure everything out and barely got things to work, but I do understand it a bit better now. But so I'm looking forward to having it go. Strike Eagle 3, roger that. Okay, we are 30 miles past the target, disengaging the AP, and we're going to swing round, put the radar just offset and see if we can work with the radar to find that artillery unit. Going to be honest, I wish Sweden had 20 mud ends, roger that. Okay, coming round. There will be a diamond where we last dropped, which is kind of cool. Okay, there's the target area.
3-1, airborne.
So I'm going to use the coolie switch to build up a picture again. No, I don't want to designate. I need to be on map. Map. And we want to make this scale a little bigger. Engage AP. Okay, so we know it's... you can actually see them, look. You can actually see them quite easily. There they are. Zoom this in. Build up another picture here. And watch the T-pod automatically swap over to there when I designate. 5 seconds, we're building up a picture. Okay, yeah, you can see the vehicles. You can just about see them here, look. Here. So we're gonna mark this artillery unit at the back. You can just see him here. So I'm gonna mark him as a target. And then the T-pod's automatically zoomed into him. So I'm gonna make the T-pod sensor of interest. We're going to zoom the T-pod in and use the expanded zoom as well, and then turn onto the bombfall line and then use the T-pod to refine our target designation. That worked quite kind of easy. But we know the target's there, so yeah, I suppose I know exactly where the target is. If you don't know targets are there, it's going to be hard to spot them with the radar. I suppose experience will, time will tell with experience. But yeah, with the T-pod we can clearly see targets there now. Eighteen miles out. Just trimming the aircraft. Okie dokie. Let's refine this. There's the target I wanted. Designate.
Springfield 1, passing waypoint.
If I didn't know they were there, yeah, Roger. Like I say, experience. Time will tell with experience. Time will tell with experience. You can see little white dots on the radar picture. It's not perfect. It's not easy, but I reckon with experience, time will tell there. Might be able to spot targets. I have to play a mission that I didn't make and try it out. Okay, 50 odd seconds for the drop. Let's just move this a touch that way. Will you stay in point track? 30 seconds for the drop. There's the release cue coming down. Press and hold pickle button. Weapon is away. Retrim aircraft. Lasers flashing. Just going to move this right over the center. Bombs falling. Should pick up the laser. There it goes. Got the laser. Time to impact 8 seconds. Move the laser. Boom, target hit. Pause. Let's have a look at our target hit. Bang on target on the artillery piece. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Right, so I want to test something. We set up the combat jettison earlier. I don't need to jettison the tanks now, but I want to just test it. So if I need to emergency drop the tanks because we're just about to be jumped by a MiG, we should just spin this to combat, press once. That should be the drop tanks gone. Yep. Perfect. If I press it again on combat, we should drop the air-to-ground weapons. Nice. However, I'm going to trigger in some MiG-19s, and we're going to engage some bandits. I need to destroy the enemy radar down there to trigger in the bandits, so we're going to use the radar. Sensor select, no, castle switch long left. Move this to map. Select RBM. Just extend, use the radar again. Man, I'm really enjoying playing this aeroplane. Learning. I think it's because I love to learn new things. I didn't think I would enjoy learning a new aeroplane, but I really am quite enjoying this. Dogfight or AMRAAM attack? Well, we'll see how it goes. I'm going to try and get into a dogfight. I might shoot one down with an AMRAAM if I can get a lock on him. I'm not very good in air-to-air. That's why I want to try some today. So we're going to extend 25 miles south, come back round, use the radar, find the enemy SA-2 radar down at this base and take it out with a laser-guided bomb. And then we'll test at the emergency jettison, sorry, the combat jettison switch again, because it'll be my second press. It should jettison the other bomb without me having to do any other work, which is really, really handy. But nice to see you. Thanks for joining me. Like I say, we're just refining what we've learnt over the weekend, running through stuff, just going through stuff with the F15 here, and having a lot of fun. I'll do some loft attack as well. Loft attack is really cool. And rudder finally works. Yay! I love how this flies somewhere between Tomcat, which tries to kill you every time, and ultra forgiving. It is, yeah, sort of in between. It is. Okay, 24 miles south, turning back north. We're going to use the radar to pinpoint the enemy radar. We could use the T-pod, just the T-pod, but I want to use the radar. Turning north till we can see the waypoint. There's the waypoint, so we're going to select Coolie Hat and then build picture. Six seconds. Okay, there's picture. Targeting radar. Select target.
1, passing waypoint 3 at 15,000.
Target radar. Coolie Hat.
Springfield 1, on station at 433.
Lining up.
450 at 15,000.
Okay, just pause, see what's active. I just want to see what's airborne. There should be lots of aeroplanes. Okay, we've got two ship, one there, one there, one there. Is there anything else taking off yet? No. Wow. That took a big stutter to get back to my aeroplane. Okay. So we're going to use the T-pod to refine the target designation. I'm going to zoom the T-pod in with... what's it called again? Auto acquisition switch forward once. When I can see, I'll use the digital zoom. 1 minute to the drop. Okay, now we can see I'm going to use the digital zoom. So we're just slightly off with the radar. So I want to be there. So I'm going to redesignate there. Why does it always come out of point track? Go and stay in point track. Okay, 1 minute to the drop. But nice to see you. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Those who've got the F15 enjoying the F15. I certainly am. Really enjoying it. Way more than I thought I would. Way more than I thought I would. Okay, going to digital zoom in. Oh, we already have. And then just put the cursor over the target. There it is. And see if we can hit that radar with a laser guided bomb. Looking for the release cue. 30 seconds.
Pull up, pull up.
Negative, not right now, but thanks for following. Okay, there comes the release cue. Fly the bomb fall line. Designation looks good. Hold the pickle button. Weapon is away. Make sure the laser's bang on target. Looks good to me. What's the best module in DCS? That comes down to personal preference. There is no such thing as best. Impact in 4, 3, 2, splash. Okay, so now I want to emergency jettison the last remaining bomb. I should just turn to combat and press jettison. It should release this bomb. So I'm just going to turn it to combat, press, and that should, no, I should have got rid of the bomb. Oh, is it 2 presses once it's been activated? Yes. So each time that you turn this off and on, you have to press it once for the first option and then second time for the second option. So yeah, you need to double tap it to get rid of the second option, which was the air-to-ground bombs. Cool. That does work still. It's still much easier than trying to faff around with selecting. Right, okay, so we're going to put it into air-to-air mode. Cancel switch forward. We're going to press cancel switch short left to change this to air-to-air. And then long left to make it soy. And then we're going to put the RWR 2s, so it's going to be short right to bring up the 2s, and then it's going to be short down to bring up the map. Okay. Cool. I just want to confirm all that's working. Right, we should have AMRAM selected. A2V, I'm guessing that's AMRAMs, I haven't got a clue. Gun, Sidewinder, AMRAM. I think it's patchy for me. The learning curve is insane. The learning curve on all the aircraft are exactly the same, to be honest. When it comes to, if for example you look at the Apache, you look at the A10, you look at the F16, they all have the same learning curve. Let's be honest. They've all got an engine start. They've all got systems turn on, alignment. They've all got weapon systems. They've all got planning, route planning. They've all got waypoints, radios. They've all got pretty much the same. There's some differences where some aircraft can land on an aircraft carrier and do air-to-air refueling. That's helicopter can't do that. Helicopters just land, take off. Some aircraft you can land on a carrier. You can do air-to-air refueling. So that's a little bit more tricky to learn, I suppose. It's like I say, it all comes down to individual preferences and personal ones your favourites and that sort of stuff. So I don't know, buddy. There's no such thing as best. I like to do air to ground, so anything that can drop bombs and do it effectively, I really enjoy. This thing, for example, I'm enjoying it way more than I thought. Right, we've got 2 bandits scrambling. We're going to go and engage those. Fuel is 20,000. So we're just going to loiter here off this southern tip until the bandits are in the area.
Dodge 1-1. Focus 1-1.
There they are.
Up group 175-490 at 1,500 cold.
Been playing DCS 6 years. I haven't been successful in air-to-air refueling. You must be new to my streams. I do it all the time.
Up group 174-100 at 1,500 cold.
174, copy. Terry Nova, you're not Terra Nova. I don't think you're new. I've been air-to-air refueling on streams for years, man. We do all the aeroplanes here. We've even done a helicopter. We did the Black Hawk air-to-air refuel on stream. It's just practice, practice, practice. It's practice, 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 buddy. Yeah, less airquake, more practice, exactly. Okay, we're just going to engage the AP. They're 90 miles. They're heading this way. We'll engage them in neutral territory.
Pull up, pull up.
For a bit of fun. Engage AP. Right, so we've got 2 AMRAMs, 2 Sidewinders and a gun. We'll see if we can get ourselves into a merge with a MiG-19 and have some fun. I'm not very good at air-to-air, but we'll see if we can get some stuff done. Does anybody know how you change missiles? If you have the Sparrow or the Sidewinder, the Sparrow or the AMRAAM on, and you're in BVR mode, how do you change missiles? I couldn't work that out.
At 12,000. Infield 1, airborne.
Nice, you fly the F-15. I'm gonna stick in this for a few days solid, buddy. What plane is this? I'm going to be flying this solid for at least a week or so. I want to build up some muscle memory. So I've only flown this since it came out. Try boat switch. Is it the boat switch? I don't have any on at the moment. Is it boat switch forward and aft? Okay, roger that, buddy. Alright, let's talk to AWACS. So that's on Radio 1, using Radio 1, AWACS.
Focus 1-1, Dodge 1-1, request bogey dope.
Radar range is 80.
1-1, Bra 166, 480 at 7,000 knots.
Okay, 166. I'm just going to let them get a little closer first. I want to fight them over this base, not over the next base. The next base has more deadly threats over it. Okay, let's just throw a quick 360 in here and wait for them. You can cycle through them on the armament page. Yeah, but I don't want to open up the armament page mid-dogfight or mid-fight. That's what I was wondering, Pixie. What's the the HOTAS key command to swap missiles? Who has time to go looking down, heads down in the middle of a combat? You know the answer to that. Nobody. Which multiplayer server you mostly play in? None. I don't do multiplayer, buddy. The only time I do multiplayer is co-op on Gash's streams. I fly with Gash PL on Saturdays and Sundays in his multiplayer co-op stream.
Dodge 1-1, focus 1-1, Bra 162, 470 at 7,000 cold.
Okay, 162. Coming around 162. Let's see what the radar can see. Currently, my radar's set to 80 nautical miles, and we are scanning between 2,000 feet and 34,000 feet at that range. At the currently cursor range, which is 60 miles. Okay, let's see what we can see. We're looking towards where the targets are.
1-1, focus 1-1, Bra 168, 480 at 6,000 knots.
That's them there. I see them. Can see them on the radar.
1-1, focus 1-1, Bra 165, 470 at 6,000 knots.
No, that's friendly. There. Is that him there? Unknown. I've got a contact here. A contact here. That's at 15,000. That's not him.
Dodge 1-1,
This is 6,000.
1-1, Bra 167, 470 at 7,000 knots.
That could be him here. We got something locked up.
1-1, focus 1-1, Bra 167, 460 at 6,000 knots.
I got something locked up a long way away. Okay, rejecting target. That was auto acquisition press to reject target. We're just going to hold here for a sec. Let them come and cruise it. You never tried Growling Sidewinder? I have done some PvP streams on Growling Sidewinder, yes, where I've flown F-16 or Su-27. Yeah, I don't do it very often, buddy. Hello, Andres. How's it going? F-15 has always been my favourite combat aircraft since I was like 10. Roger that, buddy. You will enjoy. The only thing I'll say at the moment is she's very limited. We need the JDAMs. I don't understand why it didn't launch with JDAMs.
Dodge 1-1, focus 1-1,
Okay, 50 miles.
450 at 6,000 knots.
We'll wait till he's 40 and then we'll turn hot. Yeah.
11, focus, 11, bra, 170, 450 at 6,000 knots.
Yeah, I don't understand why we didn't get JDAMs on release, because every aeroplane's got them. I don't understand why they couldn't release those, but it doesn't matter. We need some sort of fire and forget weapon. At the moment, we've got to get too close, or you've got to laze. And lasing only works if you're above what's shooting at you. And I don't like flying at high altitude, but we're at high altitude now. But if we get too low, I end up dead all the time. So yeah, you gotta do what you can do.
Passing waypoint 3.
Okay. There's our target area. We're over the AO. Coming around to 160. Contacts last reported in that direction. At 6,000 feet, they should climb up to me. I don't know why they're not climbing. Never mind, let's see if we can find them. There's contacts on radar. In the correct direction. Let's see what altitude these contacts are showing at. 8,000, that's correct. Lock in the front one up. Got him. 37 miles. Accelerating full power. We're going to shoot an AMRAAM at the first guy and engage the second guy in a dogfight, hopefully. Okay, approaching Mach 1. Hey, lost lock. Gonna lock the front guy up. Rejecting. I can't see any of them now. There he is. Locking this guy up. No, I want the front guy. Okay, nearly in shooting range. 22 miles. We're doing over Mach 1. 20 miles. In shooting range. Just going to push in a little further. $15 miles. Fox 3. Off the power. Missile is active in 3. Is it 3, 2, 1? No, it's active already. Okay.
Dodge 1-1. Focus 1-1. Bra 187. 48 at 10,000 knots.
Here's the other guy coming in. Okay, one down. We're going to dogfight. Yeah. Got him.
Infield 1.
Nope.
Passing waypoint 1 at 10,000.
Where is he? There's his wingman.
Dodge 1-1. Focus 1-1. Papa Group 15243 at 3,000 knots.
There he is. Okay, merge. Vertical scan mode. Got him. Vertical scan mode. Waiting for tone. Why am I not getting auto? That missile's too close, going to guns.
Focus 1-1. Bra 35540 at 8,000 knots.
We're too close, Goose, we're going to guns. Big fat mudhead against MiG-19. Whoa, overshoot. Watch out for the gunshot here, crossing gunshot. Reverse hard, up over the top. Use the power to go over. Now roll in behind him. Interesting fight. Who's going to get the gun on first? Oh, man. I'm terrible at this. Oh, good shot though.
Dodge 1-1. Focus 1-1. Pop-up group 31540 at 3000.
Wrong button. No, don't you dare! Uh-oh, I think he's run out of fuel. No, he's still going, he's still going. No, he's going down. Yeah, we won the fight. Okay. Woo! Made a meal of that, but we won it. RTB, what's the fuel? 12,000? Yeah, 11,600. So much fuel. Good morning, Dolly. How's it going, buddy? Hope you had a good weekend. How's the mud hen? The mud hens are awesome. Nice to see you, buddy. Sorry, I was in the middle of a dogfight. Good morning, Shifty. One question. I can't jettison fuel tanks yesterday. Am I just stupid? We've already been through that. We've been through that, buddy. We did a jettison. You need to... what you do is you set up a combat jettison, and then you spin it round, press it once for... I set it for once. First press is for the fuel tank, second press is for the combat stores. Works really well. We've already gone through it. Alright, we're RTB. Then we're going to get dumb bombs and we'll do a loft attack. And then we'll do a runway attack and then we'll have a look. I might swap missions to a mission I haven't built to see if we can use the radar to find targets and see how difficult it is. But let's RTB. We'll just leave it in air-to-air mode at the moment. So as you can see, dogfight modes I've got used to. There's a dogfight switch, just like the F-16, where you can swap between BVR, short-range missiles, and guns. And then we have our a vertical scan, a bore sight scan, a small vertical scan, a sort of like a oh, shit, missile.
At 12,000.
2 missiles. Okay, I think we dodged it just. Shit. Don't fly low over the target while you're busy talking. Okay, we dodged those. Right, so we, like I say, we've got this is all on the auto acquisition switch. So acquisition aft puts us in a vertical scan mode. Acquisition forward puts us in a sort of HUD scan mode, and then you've got a bore sight scan with it forward again, and then acquisition press puts it back to normal radar. And then we've got short range missiles, HUD scan, bore sight scan, and vertical scan. Yeah, that was an IR missile launch, buddy, yeah. But it's got a radar. It's an SA-13. It has a radar for a range finding, so it gives you notification when he's about to fire. So we got a deedle from the launcher using his radar to range confirm before he fired, and we don't get a launch warning. But we obviously, because I saw SA-13 pop up on here, I knew that he was about to launch a missile, so I looked out the window towards the direction and then dropped countermeasures as appropriate and flew evasive, as you saw. Pays attention to know your systems, know where to look, and know what to do.
Infield 1, passing waypoint 2 at 15,000.
Okay, selecting nav mode, we're safe. We're going to nav mode, if I can remember. There's nav mode. Master arm off. Bringing up the HSI. I will bring up the HSI on this screen. Selecting steer point 5, which I believe is for home base. It is. Let's go home. Quick fuel check. Fuel is 10,800. RTB. I say it pays to know enough. Obviously, I built the mission, but that SA-13 popped up short notice. It's quick glance at the RWR. What's the threat? You need to know what the threat is. Okay, look in direction where threat is. Watch for missile launch. React accordingly. Depending on what the threat is, depends what you do. RTB. Man, we've been in the air for nearly an hour doing combat and stuff, and we still got 10,500 pounds of fuel. So much fuel. So much fuel in this bad boy. But nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Right, have a sip of coffee. "26 miles to waypoint." Oh. For the guy asking about jettison, we'll go through the jettison again when we do this next attack. I'll put drop tanks on even though I don't need them, and we'll jettison the drop tanks. I'll show you how to set that up. Okay, 20 miles out. Going to call up our base using COM2 ATC F5 Insilic inbound.
Dodge 1-1, inbound. Dodge 1-1.
Runway 23.
346, 420, QFE 29.76, runway 23, to pattern altitude.
Roger, we're going to do an overhead brake. Do you think F-15 efficiency against SAMs? I saw that they can't carry harms. Right, that's going to be a debate for the ages. F-15 in DCS currently, with normal SAM systems scattered everywhere, is going to be very, very difficult because we don't have harms. Once we get Mavericks and JDAMs, we'll be able to do some stuff. But yeah, without harms, it is handicapped compared to the 18 and 16.
Passing waypoint 5 at 8,000.
Okay, disabling autopilot using the paddle switch. Autopilot is off. We're going to come in for an overhead brake, so slowing down to 400 knots. Airfield is where the circle is. So I've got a mental picture. It's just south of that lake. Come in for an overhead brake. So we're going to fly down the right side of the runway. Brake left. Join the downwind leg, slow the aircraft down, and come in for a landing. The F-15 is going to struggle in most missions against SAMs. I'm not sure. It technically can carry harms. Whether we're going to get it in the game, I don't know. It's not a seed aircraft. Okay. Yeah, but it technically can carry harms. I don't know whether we're going to get them. I think they've said we're not. I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that. Watch this space, simple as that. Okay, there's the airfield. Speed's coming down nicely. Gonna hold 400 knots for a overhead brake and joining left downwind after the brake. Okay, 400 knots turning in. Just need to drop a little bit of altitude. Want to be about 1500. Fly down the taxiway. Okay, looking good. 1500 feet, 400 knots over the taxiway. Lined up. And we've got a couple of aircraft taxiing on the taxiway. Nice. Okay. Runway looks good. 400 knots. Halfway. Brake. Deploying brake.
Infield 1, passing waypoint 3.
2305. Okay, flaps, gear.
Infield 1, on station at bullseye 331 for 50.
Hold 220. Continue turning to 05. Okay, holding 220. Turning 05. Which should be my downwind. A little bit more, 05. Okay, 220. Altitude's good. Heading's good. Position looks good. Hold speed here. Hold position. Continue extending. We're going to come in a second. 220. Turning in. Turning on to final. Oh, there's an aircraft in the holding.
Springfield 1, pushing from waypoint 3 at 15,000. 1.
Okay, a little lazy on the turn.
At 4,000.
Giving it some beans to get this on. Okay, slowing down. Okay, retrim.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
Don't drop, don't drop. Okay, 2 and 2, hold here. Okay, little low. 2 and 2. No, little low. Okay, slowing down. Power. Power. Flare, power. And wheels are down. Hold 10 degrees. Okay, nose coming down. Full brakes, brakes on. Okay, retracting brakes. Flaps retracting. Missed that turn off. Might make the turn off. No, it's going to be too aggressive. Oh no, I might make this turn off. Okay, we made the turn off. Very nice. Not perfect, but good enough for government work. Okay, we're going to taxi to the far end parking and rearm with dumb bombs and do a pop-up attack on that parking area. There were some aircraft.
1, passing waypoint 4 at 15,000.
taxiing for takeoff when we landed there. That's kind of cool. But landing aircraft have priority, so they held. Mr. Borchi, hello, good morning. How's it going, buddy? We've just done a full sortie. There's a 15 going. Woohoo! That looks so cool.
Uzi 1, airborne.
Oh, look at them go. I wanted to, like I say, build a mission that had busy traffic. I thought this would be busy, but there's not that many, actually. I'm going to throw more in. I want more people flying around. So when you're doing your stuff, there's a chance you might have traffic and stuff. It's kind of cool. So there's a rearming area at either end, which looks kind of cool place to stop. We're going to go stop in there, rearm, and then we'll do another quick sortie. We will probably swap missions to a mission that I haven't played in ages. We'll swap to Gash's Hidden Aversion to see if we can do some bombing on non-airfields using the radar to try and find targets. Although I still know the mission a little bit, but not that well. But nice to see you. Hope you're all doing well. Like I say, we're playing some F15. I'm only going to be flying this for a couple of weeks solid. I need to build up some muscle memory and learn what's going on. The only way to do that is to fly it regularly and not fly any other airplanes in between. So I am flying F15 solely, only, for a couple of weeks, building up the knowledge and the muscle memory. So I learned something new today about selecting radio. So currently we have the radio frequency selected manual. And if you press this Greg button, we go down to presets and we can select presets, and then we can go back up and select the manually set one. So yeah, that's something new I learned today. Thanks to a viewer for that one. We do have civilian traffic, buddy. There are a couple of civilian airplanes you can use. I know it's a crappy Tupolev thingy, but you know, it is. Your wish is already there. You know what I mean? We do have civilian traffic. It's not the one you want, no, but there is a civilian aircraft in the game which you can play with. So we're just going to pull in between these 15s here waiting. Obviously they're waiting to go out on missions. Just going to pull in between them and rearm. Is there enough room here? Oh yeah, plenty of room. Let me see. It looks tight. Let's have a look how tight it actually is. Ooh, that is tight. Oh, that's a bit too tight. I think I need to pull them forward a little bit. Yeah, they need to be pulled forward a little bit. That's a bit too tight. I didn't realise it was that tight. Okay, parking brake on, and rearm refuel. It's probably going to take a while to refuel. This thing takes a while to refuel, okay? Nothing I can do about that, that's just the way it is. We're going dumb bombs this time. We've done laser guided bombs. Yeah, we'll just go with that. That will do nicely. I want to change the liveries. I found my new favourite one is this Rocketeer's Shadow. I like this one.
Request refueling.
So it's going to take a while to refuel and rearm. I'm going to put the kettle on. Let me just show you this skin. I like this skin with this little dude on the front. I like this. It's my new favourite. I like this one. It's like a black Sonic the Hedgehog. Riding a bomb. I like it. I did like this one. This is why all the aeroplanes have the Lucky Lady on the side of it. It's called Lucky. But I think I prefer the Rocketeer. But this one's quite cool. This was my favourite. This is my new favourite. I like this one. Okay, we're rearming, refueling. While it's doing that, I'm just going to go put the kettle on. Be right back. Okay, kettle's on. Does anyone know if the texture examples from will work making custard noodles? I don't know, buddy. Probably not, man. Probably not. Probably not. Okay, right. So we're going to have to wait for the weapons to go on, and then we're going to have to load the weapons manually. On Friday, I think it was, I said, oh, there's a bug with rearming. No, it's not a bug. You need to manually re-input what you've loaded. However, there is a bug, because when you play with unlimited weapons in a mission, for example, and you want to just do some practice stuff, and you set unlimited weapons, it doesn't work. The weapons load on, but you have to load it in between each time. Now, when you're playing, a dogfight mission, or you're just trying to practice air-to-air with sidewinders, and you want unlimited sidewinders so you can practice, you can't, because you've got to reload it each time, and it's a fucking pain in the ass. So, there is a bug with it, but there isn't a bug with rearming on the ground, like I stated on Friday. It's because you manually need to go into the page and tell it what weapons are there, and then you can use them. But when you're trying to do unlimited stuff, that is a bit of a problem. What traffic have we got? Something just landed. Did I miss something landing? We did. We missed the C-17 landing. God damn it! Apologies. Like I say, I've built this mission with lots of traffic coming in and out of the base where you operate out of. I'm going to add more because I don't want to miss stuff. I want it busy. For those that don't know, Intellect or Adana is a very, very, very busy base. When I was there, anyway, it was extremely busy. I was there in a C-17 doing some stuff, but a very, very busy base. Okay, fueling on this jet takes a long time. Okay, kettle's boiled, be right back, making the coffee. Sorry, what's the name of the base again? Adana. Incirlik. We've got different names. I think it's known as Incirlik Air Base, but we call it Adana. It's called Incirlik, but well, we call it Adana for some reason. Don't ask me why. Adana, something here, but we call this one Adana. When we're in the RAF, we called it Adana. But it's Incirlik. Right. We should be nearly fueled. Oh my god, fueling this thing takes forever. Forever. Fresh coffee made. Hello, nice to see you. Like I say, we've just done a 1 hour sortie.
Passing waypoint 2 at
But we're going to fly another quicker sortie, and then we'll probably swap missions, so I can try and show using the radar and stuff where I don't know where stuff is. Adana is the city. Yeah, like I say, Adana is the city, but there's an airport here called Adana something else. But when I was in the RAF in the sort of early 90s, early 2000s, late 90s, we called this airbase Adana, and our three-letter code represented Adana, not Incirlik. And this is the base we were using. So yeah, like I say, it is Incirlik, and that's what the Americans and obviously the Turkish, because it's a Turkish base, call it. But like I say, RAF, strange. We use different bloody things for everything. What's your opinion on the sound of F15? Until yesterday, F15 was a favourite. Yeah, F14 is better, I think. I think the F14 is still better externally on the sound, yeah. Anybody tried Sinai yet? There's lots of streams with Sinai, buddy. I've covered this. I don't know how many times. I'm not getting Sinai because I have Syria. I'm not buying a new map just because it's another map. It looks exactly like this map. So why do I want another one? Why do I want to spend another $40 on another map that looks exactly like this one with just different air bases? So there's lots and lots of streams flying F-15s on Sinai. If you want to go ask over there or watch over there, buddy. Okay? We don't have Sinai here. Yeah, I've got the Persian map yet. I prefer the Syria map. Persian map runs better, but the Syria map looks better. Simple as. Right, we're refueled. We're just rearming. So once you've rearmed, you need to go to your stores page.
Rearming complete.
So I'm going to bring up the stores page. No, not that one. Air to ground load. And then you need to tell it. It knows fuel is there and there, but it needs to know what 6 is this. So you need to step through until you find what's there. And I know it's Mark 82s, and then I tell it Mark 82s are on those. And then load. Okay? So the loadout has been selected. Then we can go to our loadout page, and we can see we've got fuel. Right, now we're going to do the jettison. So combat jettison. So if you want to jettison drop tanks in a combat situation, you just spin this round to combat select, press it once, and it will drop the fuel tanks. Drop it a second time, and it will drop. Press it a second time, it will drop the bombs if you need to. So we're going to set that up. So we're going to go to menu, combat jettison here. Okay, and then we're going to select store on button press 1. So the first time we push this red button, if it is selected for combat, it will drop the fuel tanks. So select fuel tanks. Okay, enter, and you'll see here. So combat button press 1, stored fuel tanks. Then select the button 2, and it will drop the Mark 82s if we need to in a combat situation. Enter. So when we spin this round to combat jettison, select jettison combat there, and then press it once, it will drop the fuel tanks. Press it a second time, it will drop the Mark 82s. Okay, that's set up, and we'll do that as soon as we get airborne. We'll demonstrate dropping off the fuel tanks. Right, that's all that set up. I want to set up the bombs ready for release, so we're going to go to armament page, we're going to go to air to ground, we're going to select Mark 82s, we're going to select auto, ripple single, ripple multiple. I'm going to set this to 6, and the interval is going to be 30, and then nose tail arm. So the bombs are set up ready to go. Okie dokie. Right, I'm happy. Drop the flaps. Press the takeoff trim once the flaps have deployed. This is a mission, buddy. I don't play on multiplayer servers.
Y'all rate. Y'all rate.
You're great. You're great. Okay, let's go. Let's talk to ATC, otherwise there might be a traffic problem. So we're going to talk to ATC. Now, there is a problem with DCS ATC. Once you've done your mission, landed, blah blah blah, taxied and stopped and rearmed, and you go to request takeoff, It normally doesn't let you. It doesn't let you do it. So once you've rearmed, you can't then talk to ATC ever again. What the fuck? I want to talk to ATC and take off again. Insilic? There's just no option for that. ED, you need to fix your ATC, man. It's shit. Let's go. So if you fly a mission, come back to base, rearm, you can't talk to ATC to go again. So we might conflict into traffic. We have 2 aircraft on approach. Perfect. I wanted to demonstrate this. So as far as I'm concerned, if you don't check, I would have just taxied out there like some people do, and they would crash into me. We've got 2 F-15s on approach. Oh, that's going to be so cool. Shorty men, hello.
Uzi 1, passing waypoint 2 at 15,000.
Formation landing F-15s. But I'm on the ATC frequency, and I heard no ATC comms with the AI on or wasn't paying attention at the time, and I can't talk to ATC at the moment. They won't talk to me because I've landed and rearmed. Once you've landed and they tell you to taxi clear, they just break all communications with you, and you can't talk to them anymore. It's fucking stupid. Right, I think we're clear to go. We just got to wait for them to clear the runway. Alright, there's taxi. It's alright if you're just doing a single flight, but how many people just do a single flight? I mean, I tend to do 3 or 4 flights when I do a session. So I like to land, rearm a few times, unless I die and then I grab a new jet, it's not a problem. But, you know, I don't die that often, so sometimes I like to do multiple runs. And the ATC, you know, it's just, how old is this game? You fix the damn shit. I was trying to take off from here yesterday, and it was calling this Kanskaya, that's what it is. I was talking to ATC here at Adana, Insilic, and it was calling it Kanskaya. And I was like, eh? I'm on Syria map, boy, this isn't Kanskaya. It's like, what the fudge? So I'm on the runway and I can't talk to air traffic to get permission, so we're just gonna go. We're just gonna go. Right, that's set, everything looks good. Let's put that view on. Let's go. Okay, gonna rotate at 150. 150 rotate. Nice, gentle, steady pull. Gear. Flaps. Retrim on the way out. 300 knots off the burner. Okay, where's that traffic? There they are.
Pull up, pull up.
Traffic's clear. Okay, we're going to steer point 1 and we're going to do a loft attack on the parking area. So steer point 1 selected. I'm going to do a loft attack.
Passing waypoint 4 at 8,000.
Right, master arm on. Right, so we were talking about jettison fuel tanks. Remember we set up combat jettison at the start of the mission. So all you do is you turn this round to combat, press it once, and that's the drop tank's gone. If I press it a second time, it will drop the bombs. Drop tanks are gone. So, if I do it again though, if I turn it to combat select again, press it once, it'll drop the drop tanks. Second time we'll drop the bombs, but the drop tanks are already gone. But it's still a double press each time you go back to the setting. Okay, so if you want to drop the bombs, I need to spin it around to combat jettison and press the button once, pause, and then again to drop the bombs, to jettison them. That's using the setting up the combat jettison and using it. It's kind of cool. Okay, we're in nav mode. We're going to select air to ground mode by pressing cancel switch forward, air to air, air to ground, and we're going to press short press left until I get the air to ground radar. Okay, we need to put this back onto RBM. Press cancel switch long left to make it sensor of interest. We're going to change this. That's already set for the correct one. That's already set for the correct one. Okay. Oh no, that needs to be T-pod. So short press right until we see T-pod. Okay, we're not going to get... No, T-pod's not going to come. Short press right. We won't use the T-pod. Well, I can select it here, but I'm going to use this because I know there's a SAM threat there. Right, so we're going to drop bombs on a designated spot. So we're going to select map so we can designate a fresh spot. This is set to 40 miles. We are 51 miles from the target. We need to gain altitude so we can use the radar to pinpoint our target. We're going to drop bombs on a radar designated CCRP auto spot. And I'll walk and talk through some of the symbology that I learned from comments on my video yesterday. So people, like I say, my video that I made yesterday, I didn't expect it to get so many views, but I was happy to get 1,000. But it's I think it's gone through 2,000 views already. I said, what the hell? I should make more F15 stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I did it as I was learning. That was only my second attempt at trying to do it. I thought I'd record it, and it worked pretty damn well. I didn't expect it to get so many views, and a lot of very helpful comments, so thank you very much if you're one of those that commented on the video. Really helps me out. I learned a few things from that. You have a YouTube channel? Fucking hell. How long you been here, Starlight? I've had a link to YouTube since about 4 years. I actually started YouTube before I started streaming, so I've been on YouTube more years. Oh, dude. What the hell? I don't do much on YouTube, is what I keep telling everybody, but I have got a YouTube channel. I'm not very good at editing, so I don't bother trying to do fancy stuff. I just record and talk. Fail, yeah. I can't believe that, buddy. But nice to see you. Thanks for joining me. Like I say, we're playing F-15 Strike Eagle, talking through stuff as I'm doing it, because I am still in the process of learning a lot of stuff on this aircraft, and hopefully passing on some info to you. How do you like the F-15? I love it. I actually like it more than I thought I'd like it. Big picture with YouTube link right on the channel description. I know. I'm not known for YouTube. I just put the odd stuff up there that I find interesting. And nobody's done a loft bomb attack. With every single aircraft, with every single aircraft that's ever released into DCS, nobody ever does a loft bomb attack. I'm the one that always does the first loft bomb attack video. I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I find that quite fascinating that nobody does a loft attack with bombs, because it's you know, it's a valid tactic. So yeah. Again with the F-15, nobody's done a loft attack, so I did one. I somehow confused you with Gash, who recently created a YouTube. Sorry, yeah, no worries, man. No one looks there. Exactly, Crew Rex. And Starlight. Nobody looks at the description. It was a waste of time making it most of the time. Well, some people found it because I get some donos. There's a dono link down there as well. Mr. Stone certainly knows where the dono link is. There's quite a few others, but yeah, some people do. It's like making a description for a mission or a briefing. Nobody reads the damn briefings, do they? But anyway, we're heading towards target now. We're going to turn in, build up a picture, and we're going to drop a bomb and explain some of the symbology that you get that I didn't know until somebody pointed it out on my... how's the Eagle? Awesome, buddy. Awesome! It's just awesome! It's so much fun to fly. I really just enjoy flying this aircraft. But because you can do everything from the front seat, you don't need a dickhead in the back that just pisses you off the entire time. It's fun and friendly to play with. Unlike the Tomcat, where the jester just annoys you all the time. This thing, you don't need the guy in the back. Obviously, with a guy in the back, things are easier. A real player, if they know what they're doing. But you don't need him. You can do it all by yourself in the front, which is cool. Right, we're going to slow the aircraft down. I don't want to get there too fast. 41 miles. Right, we have a waypoint. I'm going to select coolie hat, switch up. There we go. And we're going to build a tight picture on the target. Now we can build a tight picture on the target because the X has disappeared. So I'm going to press TDC depress. Build up a picture of the target. We're going to designate the hard standing at the airfield and do a lofted bomb attack on it because it is defended by SAM. The SAM fired at me earlier, you saw it.
Infield 1, pushing from waypoint 3 at
Okay.
15,000.
Pause so we can have a look. Right. So this is the radar image that has just been created using the radar, and we have a parked helicopter just here. So I'm going to attempt to ripple bombs through this parking area. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slew the cursor that's on the screen, the cross, to the southern side of the pan here. So I run the bombs along the parking area. Now, this is our currently selected target, which we set last time. With the current selected bomb pickle, the bombs will start here and run through to the end of this line, apparently. And you can extend the... and this is the angle if we continue coming from this direction where the bombs are going to run. So if we fly straight towards the target from where we are now, the first bomb will land here, and then all the bombs will land along this line. Okay, so we can use that information to position our initial bomb and where the string's going to go. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to unpause it. I'm going to select target. I'm going to move the cursor to where I want the first bomb to land. Here. And then I want them to run along the parking area. So you can see the first bomb's going to land there, the last bomb's going to explode here. So if we run in this angle, we're not going to hit the helicopter there. So I'm going to fly off to the right to change the angle. I want it so that tail, the line that extends from the triangle, passes through the helicopter. So I'm going to get low, fly in from the right until that line moves to the left and it's going through that helicopter. "30 miles out.
Passing waypoint 5 at 8,000.
So target's over there. You can see the line is slowly moving round. 28 miles. The line is nearly on the helicopter. Okay, so we're doing a loft bomb attack. Loft bomb attack is I want 550 knots low to the ground. At about 5 miles from the target, we're going to pull up and release the bombs by flying along the bomb fall line and releasing the bombs with a gentle, smooth pull through the release designation. The horizontal line that's on the bomb fall line. Okay, that's a good lineup, so we're going to line up with the target now, get low, and fly on in. 25 miles out. We'll probably lose radar picture, but we've got a good line here. I want 500 knots, low level.
Infield 1, passing waypoint 4 at 15,000.
You can freeze it, so you, obviously
Low altitude.
mine's updating
Low
all the time.
altitude.
But you can freeze the radar picture. But I can see here, this is a good line, this is where I want to be. You just need to fly an accurate bomb fall line, 550 knots. 5 miles we're going to pull up, it'll be about 25 seconds before release. And then about 25 to 30 degrees we'll see the release cue. And we just continue a gentle, smooth pull through the release cue, holding the pickle button. The bombs will be thrown towards the target. We do an aggressive breakaway, dropping countermeasures as we do, because it is defended by short-range SAMs.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
14 miles to target.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
If that's annoying you can change it. We can set this at 100 feet.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
10 miles out. And obviously to hit the target you need to fly the bomb fall line very accurately, which is very difficult to do. So if you're slightly off at the top of the pull, you will miss by a long way down range. Bear that in mind. This is going to take a lot of practice to get these right. Okay, 6 miles out. At 5 miles we pull up, accelerate. Okay, 5 miles pulling, accelerating. Gentle pull until we see the bomb fall line. There it is. Press and hold pickle button through the bomb fall line. Weapons are released. Countermeasures out, brake. Bombs are on their way. Check for missile launch. There's missile launch. Flares are out. We're safe. Bombs are coming down. Should land near the helicopter. And they're going slightly long. The designation, I've noticed, the bombs are always going slightly long from the designation. As you saw there, just slightly long. Good bomb drop though. Nice line. But like I say, at the moment, the bombs are falling long from where you pickle them. So you need to aim quite a way short. But there you go. Why is the subscriber over half British, half German? I'm going to ask you a very, very simple question, Snow. Why do you think?
1, passing waypoint 6 at 8,000.
Yeah, it's mentioned in the bug list. Yeah, I know, Starlight. So it will get better, hopefully, next patch. And I will revisit this this style of attack to see if it's improved. But at the moment, the theory's there and it works fairly well. But the bombs are always slightly long at the moment. I'll give you a tiny bit of a clue. Ich kann auch Deutsch sprechen. Ich komme aus Berlin. Exactly. Well, du bist auf Deutsch. Ja, ja. Na klar, meine Mutter ist Berliner. Mein Vater ist Englisch. Ja. Deswegen. That's the reason, buddy. So as you can see, designating a target using the radar, doing a loft attack, very, very cool. When the airfield's defended and you've only got dumb bombs, you can do that attack. Now we can attack from slightly further out. You can probably get about 6 miles out of that type of attack. You'll be a little bit safer. But I was just running into 5 miles. 6 miles is about the limit you can do it with. Gesundheit. Halb Schotter. Halb Kölner. Oh, okay. Half Scottish, half Cologne. Schotter. Right, okay, we're going to swap missions because I know this mission, so we're going to play a mission that I'm not too familiar with. I know it, but I'm not too familiar with it. We'll try and use the radar to find some ground targets and work with the radar there, just for a bit of interest. So we're going to swap missions. I think I'll do a refuel first, though. We'll do a refuel first. So we're going to select F10, request tanker support. Okay, we're going to get a tanker come up. We're going to go meet a tanker and air-to-air refuel. So let's climb up to Angel 16, engage the autopilot. We can turn off this and we can reset this back to map, that mode, and turn this off. Put it onto air-to-air for now. Make the air-to-air sensor of interest. We can leave that up. So we're going to do an air-to-air refuel. And then we'll swap missions and we'll try and attack some targets that are not at airfields and try and find them, because I don't know exactly where they are. Gash has got a mission called Hidden Aversion, where he's got some targets that are behind bridgeheads. I know where the bridgehead targets are, but it's the targets that are behind the bridgeheads. I don't know where they are, so we'll play on that and see if we can use the radar on this to find them, which will be interesting to see and do. So nice to see you. Thanks for joining me. Like I say, I am going to be flying F15 only for a few weeks, a couple of weeks, to get fully up to speed in this and build up the muscle memory. So if you get bored of it, I do apologise in advance. I do like to normally on my streams is swap aeroplanes, you know, fly multiple different types of aeroplanes regularly. But for the moment, I'm going to, like I say, stick with F15 for definitely a couple of weeks of streams, and off stream definitely a lot, because I'm trying to build up muscle memory for this bad boy. And the only way I build up muscle memory is by flying this plane only. If I swap between planes, I get confused. So I'm going to stick to F15 only, get used to all the commands and get used to the switches and what I need to do and what I need to press and how I need to do stuff. And as you've seen already, I think, since Friday's stream, it's been a massive, massive improvement.
1, passing waypoint 7 at 6,000.
Right, so we have a TACAN beacon on the tanker. So to bring up TACAN, we need to select TACAN on the upfront controller up here, UFC push button 2, and then turn it on. It's currently select for 55 X-ray. We turn it on and it's set for TR, and it should, if we bring up the HSI, show us a TACAN beacon out here, which is the tanker. He's 170 miles away on a bearing of 224. Over here. No, over here. That's the waypoint. That's the tanker there. So we're going to go meet the tanker, grab some fuel, using TACAN to help find the tanker. Frequency, we're going to tune the frequency in on this frequency here, which is 255.7. Enter that there, and then clear that frequency. So that's the tanker frequency set. Let's go meet him. Just turning towards 224. It's a bit of a flight down to the tanker, but we've got plenty of time. And then we're going to swap missions and try and use the air-to-ground radar to find armour hidden in the map. It'll be interesting. Like I say, practice, 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 and understanding what you're seeing, you will be able to do it, I think. I can see targets when I know where I've placed them, so once you start to understand what they look like, you'll be able to find targets. Especially as combat groups tend to be grouped up a little bit. So, you know, vehicle columns tend to be uniform across the map, you know, 6 vehicles in a line. Very easy to see. Should be. We'll see. Moving targets. Now, we do have ground moving target radar. so we can find ground moving targets. We'll have to have a look to see if there's anything we can see using that. Okay, we're nearly onto the TACAN beacon here. We can see it here. There's Diamond on the HSI, sorry, Triangle, and he is 163 miles away. Shouldn't take long to come down because we're flying towards each other. We're going to go grab some fuel. Now, air-to-air refueling on this thing is a little trickier than the F-16. I do struggle with it still. I have had one really smooth one, but I do disconnect quite a few times. It's because the muscle memory is built up, you know, in your brain to fly the F-16 directly on the center line of the tanker to stay hooked up nicely. This aircraft has quite a big offset, about 4 or 5 feet to the right or left you need to be, to the right of the center line, because the fuel port is about 4 foot to the left. And if you're not slightly offset, you do disconnect quite a lot, it seems. So, air-to-air refueling slot there is in the white markings, about maybe 6 feet to the left of center line. It's about 6 feet left of center line, so you need to be 6 foot right of the center line on the tanker, and it makes it interesting. I was going to say I've missed your stream since this came out. I streamed on Friday, buddy, but yeah, it only came out Thursday. But nice to see you, Fallen. Good day, Galactic. Hello, how's it going? We're playing some F15e Strike Eagle. We've already run 2 missions. We've done some air-to-air combat, we've done a cold start, we've explained jettisoning, we've explained radios, we've explained setting up, programming the bloody switches for the, setting up, what do you call it, the the MFDs with short button presses. We've done a lot of stuff. Is the co-pilot AI? No, not at the moment. I don't know whether that's going to change. You can have a player in the back. Oh, we've lost the TACAN. Please tell me he hasn't crashed. That would be freaking funny. Oh, he's not airborne yet. He's not airborne yet. Okay. He's not airborne yet. That's why. I find it pretty easy to refuel. I use the mirror on the right side to see the boom. You don't need to see the boom. But okay, you can use the mirror to see when it's connected, but you don't need to see the boom. You're looking at the lights. You're telling me you're flying it by looking at the... Well, that's impressive. That's impressive. Are you stationed at Inselict? Roger that. I've never been stationed there, but I've worked out of Inselict multiple times. Can you explain the lights, by the way? We've explained the lights so many times, buddy. On the left side of on the nose of the tanker, as you're looking at it from your aircraft, the left side tells you whether you need to go up or down. The right side tells you whether you need to go forwards or backwards. Jaguar. Roger that, buddy. So as you're looking at it from the pilot's point of view, you're looking at the nose of the tanker while you're tanking. You have a set of lights on the nose of the tanker. The left side is up or down. The right side is forward or aft. And you just fly the light till it's in the center. Center on both sides. It will connect up, and you'll receive fuel. But we'll go demonstrate. I'm a Hornet driver, usually recently turned F15. Ah, right, sorry. There's no need to apologize. You're asking simple questions. Simple question, simple answer. Let's go meet tanker.
Arco 1-1, airborne.
Arco's airborne. So, let's turn our lights on, anti-collision lights on, and positional lights on. That lights are on. Radar, there's modes there. We don't need to touch anything else in the cockpit. Let's have a look at the back seat for those interested. So we're now sat in the back seat, the Wizzo seat. So we have here the T-pod controls with the laser. Behind that we have some stuff that I'm not sure about. Then we have our volume buttons, mic buttons. Here we have the countermeasures panel. There we have the RWR stuff. We have instrument lighting, oxygen system. In the back we have a flight stick for flying the aircraft with the throttle, and then we have two left and right control sticks, which the right stick controls these two MFDs, the left stick controls these two MFDs, and you switch between sticks using the left and right coolie switch to swap between them, and it's quite confusing. But I managed to figure out some of it the other day, and you can do so much stuff with all the stuff on these. It really is cool. But I've flown in here a little bit, about an hour. But you can do, that's what I like about the F-15, you can actually do everything from the front seat. The only thing you need to go in the back seat for is to turn the pod on and turn the RWR stuff on. You can't do that from the front seat, so you have to jump in the back seat to turn the pod on, to turn the RWR stuff on and the countermeasure stuff on. But once you're done that, you jump in the front seat, you don't need to touch anything else. Okay, we want steer point 4 for the tanker. Even though we're following TACAN, he's going to fly to steer point 4. So like I say, we're going to go meet the tanker, do some air-to-air refueling, and then we're going to swap missions and try and use the radar to find targets on a mission I don't know where stuff is. For a bit of fun. Hope you're doing great. I'm awesome, Dank Neptus. I'm awesome. I'm feeling 100%. My eyesight has returned back to how it was before. Like I said, people taking the piss out of me saying you're getting old, that's why your eyesight's got worse. No, it was short term. Like I said, I was run down and physically ill for 4 days last week, and my right eye was really blurred, but my overall sight was terrible. And I was talking to Mr. Rubicon over the weekend about stuff, and he was explaining to me, I don't know how true it is, but I take his word for it because it sounds true, and my eyesight has returned. He says that when you're run down and you're fighting an illness, you know, the first things that tend to fatigue are the more sensitive muscles. So your eyesight is one of those muscles that is very sensitive and does fine work, and obviously suffered a little bit for me being not very well. And like I say, my eyesight is back to normal now. Strange. So I take that as the truth, because that seems to explain what happened to me. I couldn't see anything Thursday, Friday. I couldn't read my MFDs. You may have noticed I was zooming in like this to read, but today we haven't had to do that. Okay, tanker is 80 miles. We're flying down to the tanker. We're going to escort him to the fueling zone. We're going to escort him to the refueling zone. We're going to refuel from a tanker, and then we're going to swap missions. So we've been flying the same mission now for 2 hours 11 minutes. Use headset. Yes, I'm on headset, buddy. I got track IR with headset. So it'll be interesting to see how this mission performs. It's been running for 2 hours 11 minutes. Yeah, track IR. My track IR is pretty good. I've got very good range of motion. That's extreme left, extreme right, extreme aft, extreme forward, extreme up. Yeah. It goes to there and then goes off. Extreme down, extreme right, extreme left, down, up. It's pretty good. I've got a pretty sweet setup. And you get used to it. I've got track. I've got VR as well. I've got an Oculus Rift S. I'm not a fan of VR. I suffer from motion sickness when I play VR, so I do like to try the new aeroplanes though. I haven't tried the F15. I was going to try it this weekend, but I've been so busy flying the damn thing. I am going to jump in VR in the F15 because I want to see what this cockpit looks and feels like in VR. I bet it's amazing. Okay, we got 50 miles to the tanker. Tanker is on the nose. We're going to escort him to the refueling zone and air-to-air refuel. Just for a bit of fun, we can do some formation flying. Like I say, a little bit slow at the moment. We've already done 2 combat missions, a bit of air-to-air, explained a lot of stuff. So if you've missed it, check the VOD out. But we are going to swap missions and do a sortie from scratch. So cold start, set up everything, and try and find targets using the radar on a mission where I don't know, not at airfields. But nice to see you. Thanks for joining me. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a good weekend. I also tried the flat version because bindings couldn't be bothered to gear up. Yeah, that's the biggest problem with VR, I find, is because you have to bind everything to your goddamn keyboard or use some sort of clicking in the cockpit with stuff. It's kind of awkward with VR, I find, because I use the keyboard a lot. A lot. People look at me and go, what? Eh? Yeah, the keyboard does a lot of stuff for me. I have one hand on the stick and the other hand moves between throttle, mouse and keyboard. Crap dogfighter. It's okay, buddy. But if you've got too much fuel, if you've got more than 15,000 pounds of fuel, she's very heavy. She's very heavy at 15,000 pounds, but once you get down to that sort of range, she's actually got some maneuverability. But if you've got any stores on and you've got heavy fuel, you know, she's a pig. She is a pig. But yeah, that's what you expect. But once you get below 10,000 pounds of fuel and you've got no stores on apart from 2 sidewinders, she's not bad, buddy. She's not bad at all. Right, we're going to disable the autopilot by pulling the paddle switch behind the stick here. That disables autopilot. I've done that. We're going to turn towards the TACAN marker, which we can see on the HSI. The tanker is over here somewhere. I'm going to drop the radar range, slew the radar down to 40.
Marco 1-1, passing waypoint.
He's at 8,000, so we can't see him. I'm going to move the radar stick, drop the radar screen so we can... There he is. Got him. So I've just dropped the radar antenna so I can see the tanker. The tanker is on my nose now. 27 miles out at 8,000 feet. We're going to drop in and escort this guy to the refueling point, and then we're going to refuel. I lost to a MiG-21 in the F15e. Don't forget the AI has an improved flight model. Sorry, has a simplified flight model when it comes to fighting against the AI. The F1, for example, is a nightmare. But I think if you're dogfighting around, let's say, 10,000 pounds of fuel, 2 sidewinders and a gun, this thing's pretty good. It's not great, but it's good enough. It's good enough. But how often are you at the ideal situation? Especially when you're in the F15e, you don't want to drop your bombs. You've got too much fuel. Yeah, and you end up in a dogfight. We fought a MiG-19 today, and I was about, what, 15,000 pound of fuel? Just below. We ended up with about 10,000 at the end of the fight. So we entered the fight about 15,000 pound of fuel. We managed to, stay with him some turns. We managed to get the gun on target. So we did okay. Okay, TACAN, 14 miles out. He's below me. There he is. We see him. We're going to drop down and try and form up with him. 10 miles out. I'm using the TACAN down here to get the range. He's on my nose. We're going to form up with him and escort him to the tanking area and then grab some fuel. 10 miles. Okay, slowing down. See if we can find the bugger. I can't see him yet. He is 8 miles out. On the nose. Slightly left. No visual. He's at about 8,000. I'm at 11,000. I don't see him. He's there somewhere. 7 miles. Okay, 6 point something miles on the nose. Altitude is around about the same as mine. Where are you, Buster? I don't see him. Okay, 6 miles, slightly left. Looking. No visual. Nope, no visual. 6 miles, slightly left. Okay, let's drop the radar range, see if we can find him on the radar. Make life easier. Can't see him on the radar. According to the TACAN beacon, it's ahead of me 5 miles. Very slightly left. I don't see the bugger. Where are you? There he is, got him.
Passing 1, passing waypoint 4 at 15,000.
Okie dokie. Slightly above us. Got him. Closing. Move on to the left side of tanker, which is the waiting for fuel. Okay, radar to standby. We don't want to cook anybody. Okay, slowing down. We're waiting for him to say on station. Just keep them far away, you'll be okay. But we like to end up in a dogfight now and again, don't we? Dogfighting's fun. Okay, bringing down the visor. Woohoo! Why didn't I do that earlier? Okay, 400 knots. He's doing probably 300. Slowing down. We're closing very fast, deploying brake. Retracting brake. Okay, 300 knots. Close up formation. Brake retract. Okay, watch the acceleration, retrim. Okay, he's actually doing about 290. That visor's a godsend, yeah. Okay. In position. Right, so we're just waiting for him to say on station. I have his frequency tuned in. He will say on station. Okay, watch the speed. Nice. In position. Just accidentally accelerated there when I was in the third person view. Just trying to slow down without slowing down too much. Man, that looks so good. I love formation flying. So cool. So cool.
Arco 1-1, passing waypoint 2 at 14,000.
And this is the problem with flying with AI. They do very aggressive maneuvers. Could you imagine that in formation and the tanker does that to you? What the fudge? Okay, just staying in contact, gently accelerating back up to him. The AI just accelerates up in a climb like that. Don't know how. Simplified flight models. Why not do multiplayer missions? Because I like to stream and concentrate on what I'm doing in the stream. In multiplayer missions, I can't suddenly pause the mission and think, okay, let's talk about this, let's look at this, I'm having a problem with this, let's see, let's walk and we'll talk through and work out what's going on here. I can't do that in multiplayer missions. We can't suddenly stop and explain, restart the mission, it's just, that's why. For me, it's about streaming, not about flying. I'm all about, the stream is more important than what actually is going on in the flying. Being able to convey and teach and, control that, I can't do in multiplayer. So that's one of the main reasons for me. The priority is the streaming and making it entertaining and educational at the same time. Once a week, I don't enjoy it, buddy. That's why I don't enjoy it. I do it once, maybe every couple of months. I'll do some. I fly offline multiplayer. On Saturdays, Sundays, I fly with Gash co-op. During the week, occasionally I'll join people and we'll play multiplayer. But on streams, different kettle of fish. Which aircraft did I used to fly? I'm not a pilot, but I've never been a pilot. I used to do logistics in the RAF. I used to load and unload planes. C-17 supervisor, team leader. Team leader flying around on C-17s, C-130s, A330-300s, that sort of stuff. But never been behind the stick, buddy. Well, I have occasionally, but not much. I've got about 5 hours flying time in the cadets. Flight time logged, and probably about 6 minutes in total holding a stick in a real aeroplane. 3 minutes off, near 3-4 minutes in a C-130, and then a couple of other little tiny bits and bobs. Okay, I'm just going to reposition to the right wing just for fun. So accelerate, gentle pull up over, start the roll over, cut the power off, and then roll back down quickly. Not quite, but nearly got it. Let's do that again from right to left. So again, position myself on the right wing, and we're going to move from right wing to left wing with the same maneuver. So we're going to increase the pull up, increase the power at the same time, initiate the roll, slow, and then build it up faster as we come over. And it's all about controlling the throttle, controlling the stick and roll rate as you go over. Not approved AF maneuver. That's the beauty of playing video games. We can do what we want. Hence why I don't play multiplayer. Because you'll tend to crash into somebody if you do that. But as you can see, right, it's all about practice. I am very, very comfortable flying in formation, close quarters, with the tanker. Why? Because I do this a heck of a lot. Okay? It's like everybody. Oh, you make it look so easy, Shifty. How do I do this? The only way to do this is to sit here for hours and practice the damn thing. Okay? The more you sit and do this, flying formation, positioning yourself on the tanker, doing silly things like rolling around in.
Passing waypoint 3 at 16,000.
You should on station?
On station at bullseye 281 for 50 at 16,000.
Okay, he's on station. So now we're going to talk to him. So like I said, the key to air-to-air refueling is formation flying. Being able to hold your position relative to another moving object, an aeroplane, and holding it steady and then just changing your position with small corrections to your stick inputs and throttle inputs to get to the position you want to be is the key to air-to-air refueling. And the key to learning and getting better at it is formation flying. So, practice formation flying until you can do what I'm doing here comfortably. Just, 50% brain power. You're busy reading chat, you're talking, this, that, and the other, and you're comfortable sitting and doing this. And then, once you're comfortable doing that, put the tanker in there and try and refuel from him. It is just that simple. Practice, practice, practice. Right, let's talk to the tanker. Tanker is on that frequency.
Arco 1-1, Dodge 1-1, request rejoin.
Dodge 1-1, Arco 1-1, proceed to pre-contact at 16,000 at 290.
Okay, we're at ready pre-contact stage already. I'm holding ready pre-contact, so I'm going to press ready pre-contact.
Ready pre-contact.
Cleared contact.
Cleared contact.
Okay, so now he says clear contact. We move in below the tanker and then start to get ourselves in position. But once you can see the lights is when I start positioning. I don't start too early. So I'm just going to gently increase the accelerator, the throttles, and move forward till I can see the lights. When I see the lights, I'm going to pause it and explain them. Okay. Guess what I haven't done? I haven't opened up the slot. But we're below the tanker, below the boom, below where we need to be. Just because I want to show you the lights. Right. Okay. So we zoom in. So we have two strips of lights on here on the front. The left-hand side says down and up, and as you can see, the red light is next to the U, which means I need to move up. So if the light, it's red when it's at the extremes. When it's in the middle three slots, it's green. So if we have one green light that is sort of nearer the U, means we need to move up. If the green light is near the, or the red light is near the D, we need to move down. However, if the red light is on the D, you're probably crashed into the fucker. Okay, and on the other side, on the right side of the nose of the tanker, as we're looking at, we have F and R. The red light is on the F, which means we need to move forward. It will swap to a green light. If the green light is nearer the F, we need to move forward. There are two center green lights. If it is in the center green lights, hold position. You're in a good spot. Again, if this red light is on the R, we need to move back. Okay? We need to move rear. Simple as it. That's how the lights work. Okie dokie. Right, let me get myself comfortable. We need to open the refueling port. So let's just slow this down a second and press the refuel port. We should have it ready. And now we look at the lights. Okay, let's get some lights in action. So I'm going to accelerate a little, climb a little, because I want to get a green light on the left side. So I'm going to climb just a fraction. And pause. So there you go. Oh no, it went red again already. Damn it. I'm trying to catch it so it's just green. Okay, we've got it green. I'll need to move forward so you can see it better. Okay, that's too high. There, pause. Okay, right, so now we have one green light and one green light here. But the green light is nearer the U with an arrow. So that means we need to go up one more light, and we see the green light is nearer the F, which means we still need to move forward. Okay? So we need to go up and forward. Simple as that, and you'll see up and forward, and this will plug into the slot down here. By the way, pausing and unpausing like this is not good for air-to-air refueling, because the program DCS needs to recalculate your joystick position each time you pause and unpause, and it does make it rather difficult. But it's just me. Don't worry about it. See what I mean? And then suddenly we go shooting forward because my throttles were slightly forward. So now we're at the correct altitude, and we just flew through the boom because my throttles need to be recalibrated because we paused and unpaused. So yeah, pausing and unpausing is bad, okay? So don't do that when you're trying to refuel. Because when you unpause it, it has to recalculate where your throttles are. Which you saw is why I fell back so far. Now we're going to replug back here, move back into right position. So I'm just trying to gently accelerate, and we'll plug in. So keep an eye on the lights, and you'll see what they're doing. So we need to offset slightly to the right. Okay, we need to come up one more light. Okay, now it's a good altitude. Now we need to move forward. Now we're too high. Need to drop just a fraction. Trying to drop just a fraction. There we go. Hold there. Need to move forward. Move forward. One more green light forward. A little bit forward. One more. There we go. Any second now, and we're in. Pause. Right. I know I say you shouldn't pause it, but as you saw there, I was just walking the lights in. So we now have centered, and we got the connect, the basket, the boom's hooked up. We're in the center of the green, and we're slightly offset to the right side of the center line. Although it does need, you can see the boom is still angled to the left. We need to offset more to the right because the boom can only go so far left and right, and because of this aircraft being so, the fueling port being so far over to the left, you need to set yourself off to the right quite a bit. I still haven't set off enough here, but there you go. We're hooked up, and that's how to look and use the lights to hook up. You can't see shit forward and aft lights on the screen. It is very difficult, yes. Forward and aft is very difficult. You get used to it. Okay, let's try and stay hooked up.
You're taking fuel.
I'm just trying to reset myself slightly further right. There we go. Too far forward. Need to move forward a touch. Too high. Oh, too far back. Yeah, we've disconnected because we fell too far back. That's what happens when you unpause it. I couldn't stay hooked up. Let's get back hooked up. One more light forward. Should hook up any second.
Contact.
There you go.
You're taking fuel.
Whoa, 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 where are you going? Come back, come back, come back, come back. Stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there. Ooh, it's so difficult. This aircraft is so twitchy. Stay there. Hold it, hold it, hold it. This is good, this is good. Too far forward. Okay, perfect. Hold here, hold here, hold here. Forward. Too far forward. No, don't. You go too far forward, you fall out. That's far too far forward. We probably fell out. That was just the slightest touch on the throttle. We went shooting forward. Well, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Touch the
Pull up, pull up.
slight touch on the accelerator. Pause a sec. How full are we? 18,500. Yeah, we're still plugged in, nearly full. As you can see, it's oh, I can see a bit too far to the right my refuels at the moment compared to the picture. Yeah, I need to move a little bit more to the right as well. I'm a little bit far to the left, but it's such a hard aircraft because it's new. We've got to get used to the sight picture. I need to move a little bit more to the right, but only a tiny bit. I'm trying to put the center of the mirror sort of along the outside of the right side of the fuselage. You know what I mean? That's what seems to be working for me. Putting sort of this central button here on the wing root here seems to be holding quite nice, but it takes a long time to refuel this bugger, and she's quite twitchy, as you can see. I'm having to work very hard to stay in position. It's not easy. Too far forward. I might have disconnected there. I got to the red light. If you get to the red light, you usually disconnect. Oh shit, she straightened on me. The tanker straightened up on me there. Hey, we fell out. I thought I might have done.
You're taking fuel.
Okay, we're filling back up again. Like I say, it's not easy. I'm struggling with this one. Struggling to get it done in one simple sitting. I've only done it once with one connect. I may have fell out there because we fell too far back.
Contact.
Yep.
You're taking fuel. Forward 1-1, passing waypoint 2 at 6,000.
Man, I disconnected again. I find the throttle control on this so difficult.
Contact. You're taking fuel.
Now we're too far forward. Man, disconnect.
Contact.
Yeah.
Abort rejoin.
We're nearly full. We're 20,000. Right, check by clear behind, clear. Oh shit! Good job I checked we're clear behind. We're not clear behind. See? Pays to look behind. Okay, slide out of position and take up right side of formation. Definitely pays to check. Close that. Let's take far right. So, what I wanted to say there was, even though I'm pretty good at formation frying, and I'm fairly confident at air-to-air refueling, I'm finding this aircraft very, 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 very tricky to air-to-air refuel. So if you are struggling with this aircraft at air-to-air refueling, fear not. The rest of us are as well. Okay, it's just going to take a lot of practice compared to I think the 16. I think the 16 is a bit easier, especially when it comes to the throttle control, because you've only got one engine going forwards and back. This thing's got two engines. Yes, it's a bigger aircraft. Yes, it's a heavier aircraft, but you've got two engines that are spooling up and down, and I find it more difficult to control the forward and backwards movement when you're at tanking. I really do. Man, that's so pretty. That is so pretty. But there we go. That's air-to-air refueling. The basics. covered, and yeah, looking absolutely gorgeous here with 2 F-15s escorting it. Right, let's break off, and we're going to go launch a different mission. This no autopilot. No, don't use autopilot. Fucking no. No. Yeah, I suppose you could use altitude hold. I don't see how altitude hold wouldn't be a problem. You could try using altitude hold, but the altitude side of it isn't the problem. It's, for me, it's the forwards and backwards, as you saw there. Trying to hold position fore and aft is the difficult part of this aircraft. Altitude didn't seem to be an issue. No, there's no autopilot for it. No. Right, we're going to swap missions. We're going to go through finding ground targets that are not sat at anything. We're trying to find a group of ground targets using the F15e radar. So I've got a mission, Gash's mission. I think we need to edit hidden aversion because I don't have his new one. Where's hidden aversion? I don't have hidden aversion on it. Let's edit it first anyway. Open. I need to go to Gash's missions. Missions Gash. Missions. There they are. Right, hidden aversion is there. I just need to add an F-15 to this mission. So we're just going to open up Gash's mission, because I didn't build it. I don't know where the units are. I know where some of the units are, only the frontline stuff. But the stuff that's behind the front line, I always have trouble trying to find. So can we use the F-15's radar to assist with this? That's what we're going to have a little look at. But thanks for joining me. Nice to see so many of you. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you're all, those who got the F-15, really enjoying it. I'm loving learning it. I really am. I'm not very good at the air-to-air side of it, and the air-to-air refueling I'm still struggling with, as you saw. But I'm loving the air-to-ground radar stuff. T-Pod is very, very intuitive and easy to use. So yeah, overall I think it's a really nice, fun plane to learn. So we're just opening up the mission editor here. Just going to add some F-15s, show you just a quick look at where stuff is. I'm not going to dwell on it too much, otherwise I'll be able to see where stuff is. So we'll just show you the mission quickly when I'm going to place 2 F-15s down. So we're going to put a couple of F-15s down, but this is the mission here. Like I say, I know where the front stuff is along these bridge points, but it's the stuff behind, I don't know where they are. We're going to try and find those with the radar. So we're just going to add a couple of F-15s here. Let's we'll spawn them in here. So Bosch, add jet, USA, nothing, client, call it F15e, Strike Eagle, so it's easy to see on the list. Okay, change it to a Strike Eagle then. F15 Strike Eagle, where are you? There you are. Client, I'm going to make it Dodge 5. I'm going to set the frequency for 278.2. I'm not going to set any of this up, but I am going to change the livery to my new favorite one, and we're going to put laser guided bombs on that one. Okay, that will do nicely. And we're going to add 2 of those. Take off from parking and add waypoints. So we're going to give them a waypoint near the bridges where they're supposed to be. So waypoint 1 is supposed to be here. Set this to 0. Set this to 400. And then waypoint 2, 3, 4, 5. Just matching the waypoints for all the other units he's got. 6. And then RTB. Gash doesn't add an RTB waypoint. Don't ask me why. Don't know. Okay, so that's those added to the mission. File, save as, and we need to drop this in the normal folder. There. Bosh. And I'm going to set the weather as well. Where's the weather? What weather he's got? Nothing. Let's just set it to scattered and put that up at 10,000 feet. Just drop the wind a little. Okie dokie, just a fraction. Done. Save. And play the mission. Right. Let's go see if we can get that done. So hidden aversion. Oh no, that's the wrong one. I need to go into missions. Hidden aversion. Go. ATC in the Hornet works for but you'll always be a fraction off and not. Auto throttle, yes. Yeah. I don't like auto throttle for the 18. Don't like it. I don't like it for the SU-33 either. Alright, so we're going to do a cold start and then see if we can use the radar to find targets behind waypoint 3. Behind waypoint 3. There are some targets further deeper inland. We're going to see if we can find those. Right, F-15 Strike Eagle. Where is it? God, there's so many airplanes on here. Where the hell is it? There it is. Go. Alright, cold start. My cold start, not technically correct by the book. 1, 2, 3, 4. Open, open, on, close, close, on, close. Wait a second. Pull. Close. Okie dokie. Green light. Finger lift. Start. So we'll set up jettison button 1 and 2. We'll set up MFD short press keys. We'll set up everything as and when I remember. Okay, 23%, 24, 25, 26. Moving throttle. Wait a second. 1 and pull back.
Pull up. Pull up.
Negative. Thanks for follow though. Nice to see you. A lot of follows today. Thank you very much. Okay, engine 1 coming to life. I like the credit card holder.
Pull up. Pull up.
Dude, thanks for follow. Okay, engine 1's good. Pulling finger lift on engine 2. And we're going to turn the MFDs and stuff on as required. Okay, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, throttle. 1, pull back. Jet fuel is not cheap, so you need several credit cards there. Here. That's the credit card holder. That's what it looks like. Okay, second engine spooling up. Clear master caution. Set altitude warning. And oxygen on. What else do we need? Pitot heat on, air conditioning on, set lighting, instrument panels. Come round over here, turn on nozzle control, well, whatever they're called, intake control thingies. Turn on SAS stuff, hit the BIS test, come back here, turn on the mic, turn on standby, 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 norm, and GC align. Okay, while we're waiting for that, we're going to jump into the back seat and turn on everything in the back. Okay, standby, on, arm that, turn on his oxygen, turn that on, set countermeasures, and spin those. Turn this one, and then set up his screens. We're going to have map, air to ground, T-pod and warning. Okay, that's the back seat done. Jump back in the front. GC align, still waiting for that to start. On the ejection seat. Right, just waiting for that. Right, let's set up the MFDs. So button 1 is going to be air to air. Button 2 is going to be air to ground. Don't need that. Button 1 is going to be map. Button 2 is going to be 2s. Button 1 is going to be air to air. We want 2s. And then button 2 is going to be T-pod. Okay. Set up jettison. Combat. Yeah, we have rearm. So let's set up combat jettison. Okay. Combat jettison armament. Combat jettison is button 1 press is going to be fuel tanks. Enter. Button 2 is going to be weapons. Enter. Okay, they're all set. Menu. Stores page. Okay, dropping bombs. We're going to be dropping in auto. Ripple. No, single. Ripple single. Tail. Okay, their weapons are set. Uncage this while we're waiting. Okie dokie. Alignment is happening. Hasting Devil 8-1. Wait till I get to it, buddy. I know you just want to help, but there's a little emote here just for you. I'll get to it when I get to it, man. What else did I want to set up? Altitude warning frequency is set. Airfield frequency. Airfield frequency is... where we are? Cobaleti 134? No, 133 is correct. Okay, we have the correct frequency set. Don't need anything else. Steer point 3. Steer point 3 set. Countermeasures and... that's all done in the back seat. Just need to set the pod up. Right, we're just waiting for ground align, then we're out of here. I mean, this plane does have a back seat. But I'm doing that one as well. So shut the fuck up, you diphead. Look at him. What the fuck are you looking at? What are you looking at? Ground align, nearly there. But nice to see you. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying your summer. Get out there if the sun's shining. Don't watch streams. Don't watch me. Get out there if it's sunny. What else do we do while we wait? Yes, I know you only answered, buddy. Yeah, it's a streamer habit of mine. I talk out what I'm thinking, which sometimes drops me in the poop. So how many plane startups do you have in your head now? Far too many, Lawn Dart. Far too many. You know that. Was it 50? I honestly don't know how I don't forget. Well, I have forgotten a lot. I keep forgetting the Mirage 2000. I keep forgetting the Gazelle. The poor old Gazelle keeps getting forgotten. The Mi-8 I'm never going to forget. The Apache and the Hind I know. Yeah, I still remember the MiG-21 and the F5. I've forgotten the Sabre and the MiG-15 and the MiG-19. Yeah. You struggle with 5, yeah. I think I've forgotten the Mosquito and the P-47. I know the P-51, the ME, the Spitfire. I know those 3. And the Focke-Wulfs. I know all those. There's 5 aircraft there, but I've forgotten. I've forgotten the P-47 and the Mosquito. I must admit. Okay, ground align is okay. So let's spin this round to nav, stick the radar into operate, and we are good to go. I forgot to put the parking brake on, but never mind. Remove the chocks. Ground crew chocks remove.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks.
Jump into the back seat and turn the T-pod on. Arm the laser.
Wheel chocks are now removed.
Okay, we're good to operate. Let's go. I jumped on the Warthog after a couple of years not flying it. It was surprised I remember. Yeah, the Warthog's one of those ones I just don't forget, because my HOTAS is a Thrustmaster Warthog, and all the switches are bound correctly. So it's very hard to forget that, you know, the startup for that one. Right, we need to drop flaps and press takeoff trim. Wait for the flaps to fully deploy. Flaps deployed, pressing and holding the takeoff trim button. The stick will alternately move, and it says, "You're great."
You're great. You're great.
You're great. You're great. I know I am. Thanks. I love it. It's a morale booster. This aeroplane gives you a morale boost. You're great. First thing in the morning. Okie dokie. We're here on Gash's hidden aversion. We're going to try and find some targets behind. I think there are some moving targets. Let me just double check using the special camera modes. Boosting better, yeah.
Cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 30.06.
Okay, we're just going to... So behind the front line here, I think there's some moving targets in this open field somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where, so we're going to have a little play with it. So we're just going to zoom in, Control F11, and see if we can see if there's... I think it has moving targets in this field somewhere. It might be the field behind. I think there's moving targets in here. I'm not entirely sure. But we'll see with the radar if we can find anything. I just want to see if we can find any visually. But in these fields are targets. Now, I know roughly where some are. Over here in this tree line. Somewhere over here. There we go. We got some targets hidden away here. There's all over these fields in the background. There are lots and lots of hidden targets where I don't know where they are. I've got a rough idea, but let's see if we can find them with the radar anyway.
Passing waypoint 1 at 14,000.
So, let's set up some camera angles. Looks good. Release the parking brake and accelerate. Morning, coffee guzzler. Okay, let's go. We're going to rotate the aircraft at 150 knots. Nice, gentle, smooth pull. And then ease off the stick once the aircraft lifts. Pull gently, gently, gently. Ease her up and then ease off the stick. Gear up. Flaps up. Retrim. By the way, speaking of which, did you hear the news from Thrustmaster from the Expo? No, I didn't, buddy. Would you care to enlighten us all? Whew. She's a little heavy on the runway, yes. Dedicated helicopter controls, roger that. Okay, so we're going to turn the master arm on. We're going to select air-to-ground mode with castle switch forward. We're going to select air-to-ground radar, so I'm going to press the shortcut button, see if they work. There it is, shortcut button this side. There it is, and shortcut button down there. Yes, that works nicely. Okie dokie. We're just climbing up. Right, castle switch long left. Alright, so waypoint 3 is the bridgehead. Okay. So I'm going to drop a bomb on the bridgehead, and then we're going to use the radar
Pull up.
to find targets behind the bridgehead. So extend radar range to 40. Waypoint 3 is there, so I'm going to use the coolie switch to designate it. We can find targets at the moment, it's in range, so I'm going to use the scale, and we're going to scale that in a little and use the radar now. See what we can see. Come off the power. Okay, so there's the bridge. Just beyond the bridge, there you can see there's a road outpost on the road, so I'm going to use the designate key with target and then slew this over and press TDC to designate the road outpost. Bosh! Now the T-pod is locked onto that target area. We can fly towards the target area, drop a laser guided bomb. We just need to confirm we're on auto lays. We are on auto lays, A lays. The problem is there are SAM systems behind this front line, which we're going to get shot down probably. But we want to see if we can find some targets. So we've designated the road outpost. We can drop a bomb on him, no problem at all. And we can see with the T-pod, if I now make the T-pod sensor of interest with castle switch long right. And then we can step the T-pod in with auto acquisition switch forward. And we can put it on EXP for the extra zoom and step forward again. We can confirm targets using the T-pod there. So I'm not going to hit that because that's easy to find. So what we're going to do now is go back to the radar and start using the radar to find targets further back that we don't know where they are. So what we're going to do is we're going to press castle switch long left, press map, go back to RBM, and we're going to find targets manually. So I'm just going to get the autopilot on, slow this thing down, trim it out, grab auto P, altitude hold, clear this, and then slew this around, looking for targets on here. Right, I wonder if we zoom this into 20. There's the river. Let's build up a picture at 3.3. over here and see what we can see by this forest. See how that does that. 2 seconds, 1 second. Okay. So we can see a town here, but not the forest I'm after. There's a bridge there. I don't think there's any targets in that picture. So I'm going to go back to RBM. And then try and build a picture up of this area here. Okie dokie. So we see river here. There. There, possibly. Zoom in. Designate. That might be where I want to look. There? It's hard to tell. I see some a dot there. Let's get the T-pod into action. Move over to T-pod. Zoom T-pod in. No. That's not the targets we're looking. Oh! There's some targets there, but that's not what I was looking at. I was looking at something over here. But there might be some targets. No. So yeah, very, very difficult to find targets if you don't know where they are. Hit and miss and look around. No, that's not the right forest. But now we can see it, and it sort of builds up as you fly around. I can't see any targets there. Right, we're going to try something somewhere different. So I'm just going to reposition, break it off. There's no targets seen there. So we use the radar to have a look and then get the T-pod in there. Kind of interesting. Alright, let's go back to map. Back to big picture. And we're just going to extend and come round and have a look behind waypoint 2. So, steer point 2. Like I say, a bit of a play around and experiment here, trying to use the radar to find targets not near anything. I think it's going to be really difficult. It's going to extend away because we're too close. The problem You see, most people doing videos are using active pause. Now, active pause I hate. It's nice to learn stuff with, but you try using in a mission when you're used to doing it on active pause, you'll find you can't do anything because you're too slow. Because you're used to using active pause where you've got all the time in the world to do stuff. When it comes to trying to do it in an actual mission, particularly in the F15e, she's a freaking quick aeroplane, and you end up over the target and dead before you realise it. So as soon as possible after you've learnt how to do it using active pause, get out of the habit of using active pause and try doing it in the mission without active pause. It's a completely different game. Okay? So don't get too used to active pause is what I'd like to say there. It's like when I first started DCS, one of the best words of advice I ever got from somebody was Mr. Schnara. I was just starting streaming and he said don't ever fly with labels on. And I started the game never having flown with labels on, and I've got used to spotting stuff much better. And I think it's really, really helped me. I see people flying with labels on and I'm like, dude, what? You'll find it so much harder when you turn them off. Yes, exactly. It's a completely different beastie playing this with active pause off. You need to control the throttle, control the speed, control the be aware of your position relative to the front line, relative to the battlefield, where the threats are. Yeah, it's a different ball game. It really is. We're just extending away from waypoint 2 at the moment. I'm 16 miles away. We need to extend to at least 30 miles and then come back round. So, words of advice from me, which I got from a streamer when I started, was when you start out, don't play with labels on. Yes, it is easy to learn and do this stuff, but you get used to it, and it makes it really difficult when you turn them off. It's the same when it comes to active pause. Yes, okay, use active pause to learn the system initially, and then get in the missions and practice without the active pause. It will really, really help you. Because you'll struggle with it if you use it all the time, and then you come to fly with friends and you're like, oh, hang on a minute, how do I do this? Hang on. You're going, hang on all the time. You can't hang on. We're in a mission, buddy. Missiles are coming up. You got to do stuff. We're moving forward. You know what I mean? Because you're so used to being able to go, stop, hang on, oh yeah, do this. Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Right, coming back round, we're nearly 30 miles away. So, conclusion. It's going to need a lot of practice to be able to use this radar to find targets. We'll have a look with ground moving in a second. I want to try and find some targets around waypoint 2. Because I know there's targets just behind waypoint. How's the flight? We've been flying for 3 hours, buddy. Really good fun. We've gone through a lot of stuff. Okay, there's the waypoints I'm interested in. So I'm going to use the radar, not on the waypoint itself, but behind the waypoint, and see if we can find the stuff I'm looking for. So I'm just going to engage the auto. Right, slew the radar behind this waypoint, and start looking here on a bigger scale. So we're going to use the scale, scale that out to a 3.3. And I can't look there at the moment, so we need to come towards it a little more. Okay, should be able to look there. Slow the aircraft down so we don't get too close. Okie dokie. And slew the radar here and start looking there. So we're just looking behind the waypoint now to see if we can find some stuff with the radar. Okay, so here's the hilltop, here's the village that really leads up, and oh my god, I can't work out anything there. So I'm going to zoom it in to 1.3, and then I'm going to put it over this village here, just in front of this village here, and scan there. It's building a picture. It's going to take 7 seconds. We're 18 miles from this point, what we're looking at. Okay, so possible targets here, here, here. There's a bridge here, so I'm going to look at the bridge. I'm going to zoom in and look at the bridge. There's some vehicles by the bridge, I believe. So let's zoom in here. Building picture, 4 seconds. Okay, I can't see targets there. I think there's targets on this bridge here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a point on this guy here, in case that is a vehicle. By selecting target, designating, T-Pod will zoom in on that. We're going to use castle switch long right, auto acquisition forward, and forward again to confirm to see if there's any targets there. Unknown. I really can't see. No. Really difficult. Really difficult. Okay, so what we're going to do is, that was inconclusive, not successful, very difficult. So unless you know where targets are, good luck with that. But we're going to have a look at ground moving target. So set this back to map, set this back to RBM, and then we're going to step forward through to ground moving target and see if we see anything. Go down to 20, and we want to fly a little bit lower. I'm just going to come round and then round again. See if we see anything towards waypoint 3, or just behind waypoint 3. There might be some moving targets. Your tips definitely help. Oh, you're welcome, Team Mecha Buddy. You're welcome. I'm just extending a couple of miles. We're going to swing round.
Pull up.
We're now going for steer point 3. So, having a quick look and a quick play with the air-to-ground radar, trying to find targets where we don't know where they're at. Good luck. That's fucking hard. That's really hard. Even using the T-Pod to try and confirm afterwards, that's really tough. Really, really tough. So yeah, a lot of practice required for that, I think. Okay, I'm going to put the radar looking directly towards waypoint 3. Now behind waypoint 3 somewhere, 4 or 5 miles behind waypoint 3, there should be some moving targets. Let's see if we can see them. Turning on to waypoint 3. So between... There we go, I see it! I saw something moving. I saw something. There it is. There. Can you lock that up? Blind zone. No, it doesn't lock it. I don't know how you lock it with a radar. It's trying to build a picture of that area. I don't see him. No. Let's go back to radar. Changes to target instead of map, yeah. I want to be on GMT. Okay, we're going to have to extend back. Oh, I'm too far forward. We're going to get shot at, Sam's. Countermeasures out, countermeasures out. I'm too far forward. We'll try that again. We definitely saw something. So we're going to go TGT after. So to target the ground moving target. Let's see if we can find him again. I'm really confused how to set waypoints. I'm using waypoints from the mission editor. I'm not setting my own waypoints. So let me have a think about that.
Pull up. Pull up.
I haven't looked at editing navigational waypoints, buddy, so I can't help you with that one yet. Because I'm just using waypoints that I've already got. So I can't help you with that one, man, sorry. So I'm just extending 10 miles. We're going to come back round, put the radar looking at waypoint 3. There is a vehicle moving somewhere behind waypoint 3. I want to see if I can get the T-pod onto him. And that way we could engage him. Okay, radar sensor active, looking for a moving target behind. I don't see anything now. No, I don't see anything now. He was here somewhere. I'm not seeing him now with the radar. No. No, not seeing anything. I'm going to try again, though. We're just going to persevere. Do you think the F-16 is better than the F-18 in dogfighting? Dude, I'm not an air-to-air guy. Personally, from my personal experience, I have an easier time in the F-16 than the F-18. I find the F-16 easier to use in air-to-air than the F-18. But I'm no expert, buddy. From my personal standpoint, yes. I think the F-16 is better than the 18, but I'm not an air-to-air guy. I'm not a guy to ask on that. Gotta go, Starlight. Nice to see you, man. Thanks for popping in. Nice to see so many of us. Hope you're all doing well. Like I said, we're just messing around, having a look with the radar and trying to do stuff with it. I've put it to mark point. We're on ground moving radar. And I put it to mark point because I'm going to try and mark it. And target it. Yeah, it comes with personal preference. Exactly. Exactly. How'd you like the F-15? Loving it. Absolutely loving it, buddy. I'm loving this way more than I thought I would. Okay, we're going to combat jettison the drop tanks. We set up the combat jettison earlier. I'm just going to make it a little bit more maneuverable. So I'm going to press selective combat jettison. Press it once. That would have got rid of the drop tanks. Drop tanks are gone. Okay, coming back round. Let's get the radar looking towards the waypoint again, see if we can see him. The biggest thing I miss with this aircraft is the helmet. Coming from the F-16 and F-18 and the A-10, I miss having the helmet to be able to do stuff. Really noticeable difference. There's one thing I really am missing. Is the helmet stuff. Okay, looking. Looking with the radar now. I don't see the ground moving target. Gonna cycle this through just to see if that helps. Put it on map, see if it shows up on map. He's not showing up. He may stop for a certain amount of time, I don't know. I don't see him. Inside 10 miles. Don't see him. No, I give up with that. Right, okay, so we've had a little look at the trying to use the air-to-ground, ground-moving target radar. More practice required. Better mission maybe with more moving targets might help. Or maybe 3 or 4. I think it's a two vehicle column moving around. But anyway, we're going to drop some dumb bombs, drop some laser-guided bombs, but in dumb mode, because you can. So we're going to select stores, armament, aid to ground. We're going to drop them in CCIP, ripple single, and we're going to ripple them 2 at a time, interval 100, and tail armed. Okay, we're just dropping laser guided bombs in dumb mode on a couple of targets for a bit of fun. We are going to get shot at by some SAMs. Let's see how this goes. This is where a good wizard would be useful, yeah. Trying to do everything on your own is tough, but it's understanding how the systems work and how to get the best out of the system will really help. And I'm still learning. We're all still learning, but I'm particularly trying to understand how to get the best out of it for what I want to do. And so far, I'm really enjoying learning it. Right, running in bombs. Target down by that bridge. Bunker. Aiming just short of the bunker. We're rippling 2 bombs off. Countermeasures. Bombs. Countermeasures. Bombs impact.
Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
And we missed, I think. I got no notification any hits. Yeah, we dropped bombs, but we didn't hit anything. Laser guided bombs in dumb mode, not great. Let's try designating a target with the laser then. Let's go to T-pod sensor of interest. No, in fact, we're going to use the map to get it onto target. The radar, sorry, to get it onto target. Air-to-ground radar, 20 miles. Map mode. RBM. Use the radar to get it roughly on target. And then we use the T-pod to refine the target. We are set for waypoint 3. F15 twin-seater, yeah. This is the 2-seat version. This is the back seat. This is the front seat. Have they said, J-Heck? I don't know, buddy. I've noticed. I really miss it. Really, really miss it. Okie dokie. So we're going to select waypoint as target. So there's the waypoint. Coolie hat. Oh no, we need to move it. Coolie hat. Target. Designate. T-pod should be looking now at that area. Select T-pod. Okay. Zoom T-pod in. Designate where we want to drop the bomb. There. Select bomb. Auto mode. Single ripple. Tail. Lasers on. Auto lays. 18 seconds to the drop. 10 seconds to the drop pulling. Weapon away. Lasers on auto lays. Put the cursor on target. Impact in 24 seconds. Countermeasures out. Lasers on. Five seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Impact. That was kind of cool. There's a lot of stuff we had to do very quickly there. And like I say, if you understand the systems and get used to it and build up the muscle memory, it's very, very quick and intuitive to do everything quickly. If you're used to using active pause and have to think about stuff, you'll really struggle using it in missions where there's no active pause. I'm going to come back round, drop another one. So like I said, as soon as you've learnt the systems, get in missions and get practicing swapping and doing stuff really quickly. Because this thing flies so fast compared to the A10. You're used to doing stuff, you know, nice and slow and methodical with the A10. Yeah, the F16 and F18. You don't tend to need to do so much stuff, particularly with harms and stuff. You just, you know, firing them at 20 miles and you don't have to worry about stuff. Whereas here, at the moment, you're having to run very close to targets and it's... everything's happening so quick. So practice, practice, practice is what I'm saying. And I'm having a lot of fun learning the systems and getting better with it. I'm no expert and I'll make a lot of mistakes, but you know, we all do. Okay, looking for fresh targets. Zoom this in another step. Gonna hit the targets on this side of the road. Looks good to me. Designate. Have I got no more bombs left? Oh no, we're out of bombs. Mayday, mayday, mistakes were made. Guns, guns, guns. Running in gun, whatever that is down there. Okay, target down, far side of bridge. Let's go in for a gun run. Oh, I know why I'm not getting shot at. But this mission you need to spawn the SAMs in separately. Oh, I'm wondering where I am. I keep forgetting this mission you need to spawn the stuff in separately. Running in gun.
Pull up, pull up.
Negative.
Pull up, pull up. Pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Low altitude.
Woohoo!
Low
Went between the trees. We hit something. Do it now. We hit something. Man, that was cool. I'm not going to push my luck though. Let's go home. I'm going to go home and call it a day there for today. Man, she's such a beaut. Really is. Okay, let's take it back to base. We'll go back to Cobaleti. Right, master arm off. No, it's jettison. We've already done all that. Selecting nav mode. Let's go back to the default screens. So air-to-air radar and threat warning and map. Yeah, I forgot to spawn in all the stuff. I forgot this hidden version. You need to spawn everything at the start. My bad. So there's no bandits and there's only a few threats. There's not so many SAMs on the ground, so that's why we didn't get shot at so much. Oh well. Live and learn. Let's take this back to base. We're going to call it a day there for today. So it's been a lot of fun today. Hope you enjoyed. We've gone through a lot of stuff, a lot of new stuff that I've learned since Friday's stream. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks to all the help. Everybody's has commented and helped me learn some new stuff, which is really cool, particularly the radios. That was the big one for me today. So you can scroll through your presets radio 1, radio 2 here, and the asterisks above and below is which one's active. So preset 1 is active, manual frequency is active. That's cool. This mission is not in there, buddy. It's on Gash PL's missions. So it's Gash PL. Or was it just Gash? Yeah, in there, buddy. It's his missions. We're using on one of his missions. Help yourself. You can help yourself to my missions or his missions. To help yourself. Just don't. If you're gonna share them, just give credit to where credit's due. Don't say it's your work. That's all I ask. I don't care if you want to edit and make it and share it and build it differently, but just give credit where credit's due. I fly gaseous missions a lot. They're a lot of fun. Because I prefer flying missions that I haven't built myself, because I don't know exactly what's going to happen and exactly where everything is. Obviously, over time you learn, but it's always fun, and you get surprised a lot by stuff that you didn't know was there, which I quite enjoy. Let's have some F15 porn. Man, that was a beautiful shot. How did we get that shot? That angle there. Oh, that's just gorgeous. Right, our airfield's over there. It's coming for our landing. That was an amazing angle. That first time we did the flyby, and it just sort of the camera was at a very, very cool angle. I don't know how I did that, but I enjoyed it. Okay, let's bring it in for a final landing today. So we've done a couple of cold starts, air-to-air refuel, dropped some bombs, played with some radars, set up a lot of stuff, combat jettison, using the shortcut switches to, make the MFDs, so you can click between a couple of settings instantly. It's pretty damn cool. Very easy to set up, swapping steer points. I haven't looked at editing waypoints and moving that stuff. Somebody did ask about that, but I haven't looked at that. Apologies, man. Maybe sometime during this week. Tried a single engine landing? No, not yet. Let's try it. Good point. Well thrown in there, Mr. Preamp. So before we slow down, let's kill an engine. How do we shut down an engine? We pull a finger lift, do we? There we go. Okay, we shut down one engine. Slowing down. Left engine's down. Okay, air brake. Gear. Flaps. Trim.
Pull up, pull up.
On approach. Left engine is idle. See warning lights. I'm probably supposed to do something, but I haven't got that far yet. Let's see how this goes. 200 knots. Airfield in sight. Looking good.
Low altitude. Low altitude.
Okay, down on the runway. Deploying brakes. Getting the nose down. Hard on the brakes. Full back stick. Okay, single engine landing, check, done that.
Dodge 6-1. Taxi to parking area.
Roger, taxiing to parking area. Master caution clear. Okay, flaps retracted, air brake retracted. That'll do. It's not too bad actually, it's very controllable with one engine. Just don't let the speed drop off. Notice I kept the speed very high, because it's very hard to recover if you start stalling with only one engine. So I kept it quite high all the time. But yeah, we're down safe and sound. I played it on the side of caution, so I played it safe. Right, can we open the canopy while we're taxiing is another question that I'd like to ask. Okay, yeah, no problem. What's the maximum taxi speed with canopy open then? It normally tells you somewhere. But anyway, we're going to call it a day for there today. So thanks for joining me. Nice to see you. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the follows. And yeah, back on Wednesday with some more F15e. And we'll see if we've learnt anything more since then. So take care. Thanks for joining me. And bye for now. Eject, eject, eject. Whee! Take care, guys.